Hey, what's up? This is a podcast.
Hello.
I keep trying to make new intros or try to change the intro up every now and then, and it always fails. Hi, I'm Johnny. That's Mr. Teal Wolf.
I'm Wolf.
And that's the fat man.
I'm fat.
But he's here on stream. Hopefully,
Yes.
it won't explode.
We'll see.
As you've been having some problems with internet the last couple weeks, or a month, I should say.
Yeah. 4 months.
Oh, geez, has it been that long?
It's been going on since we had it installed.
Oh man,
It just took me 2 months to figure out. Oh, it's not me. It's them.
yeah. I had
discovery.
I had a similar situation to yours, like maybe a year or two ago. They actually had to send. They sent two technicians. One, he replaced all the wiring inside, and then they sent another one who checked all the wiring. He's like, "Oh yeah, first guy did everything good. Okay, let's go see what else it could be." And it was like a wiring outside. As soon as you replace that, I haven't had any more upload issues. So.
Yeah.
But I'm not using fiber op. I'm using like coax cable. So
yeah, well, it's coax with this as well, but there's just miles and miles of line out here. Like I live out in the sticks, so there's two ISPs out here. One was unavailable at the time. The one that we have now, there's no one does anything out here. Like only half the residents out here actually have internet, so no one knows that the speeds have been down. And there's just miles and miles and miles of damaged line that they haven't fixed. It's going to take forever to fix. So
that old chestnut.
Deuces.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Give me fiber. I'm going with somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're hopefully getting that in the next couple of weeks. Just you were telling us.
Supposed hopefully within the next 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So there. Until then, I think we're gonna just do something on a Sunday on normal time from. I don't know. I want to give shout outs to Short Bus Eric for covering last Sunday with some split second.
Yeah, I needed some downtime, honestly.
Oh, understandable. And I was saying like, oh yeah, I'll cover Sunday, no problem. But when like Jimbo and I finished Saints Row the Third at like 1:30 or 2 in the morning my time, I was like, I don't know. Like I'm like pretty exhausted. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. But Eric's like, oh, I'll do split second. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
I had one of those on this past Friday because launching my week a little bit. So y'all probably remember a couple years ago I played Codename Iceman on this channel for Host Play Bad Games. I made it one of my extra life incentive games for my own personal incentive. We already met that. I thought 500 was going to be like summer, maybe early fall. Nope, March. So, but I did that. It was like a 6-hour stream, and then turned around and hung out with you, Johnny, doing my a game that I had picked out to play on your channel.
Right. Ooh.
And then so it was like I was live for 10 hours yesterday. I'm not streaming. I'm taking the day off. I need to relax.
Which sucked because like that was like your day was like, all right, I got Codename Iceman done. Like I'm playing Monster Hunter Rise because it's out, and you're like, fuck.
No, I'm exhausted.
No, can't do it.
I need a day. Now, I mean, I don't like starting a new game right before a weekend anyway, honestly. Because then it's it's like, all right, start this new game. Everyone might be interested in the story. Wait 2 days because I don't stream on my personal channel on the weekends.
Yeah. I kind of get that too. Like if I like finish up a game like in the middle of the week, like I say like on a Thursday, on Friday I'm like, do I really want to start this and then come back to it on Monday?
Yeah.
Nah, I'll just start something else. And hope to God that I'll remember it. Well, besides Codename Iceman, I guess I mentioned the aforementioned Monster Hunter Rise. How does that compare to World?
Compared to World, I'd say the action can be a little faster paced because you don't have to do all of the capture a monster to have a mount. You just have a mount from the beginning, which is nice. I still need to get used to the wire bug stuff. There's a lot, like, it clearly wants to be more vertical, but I haven't gotten used to it yet. The story seems way slower. I was like 3 or 4 hunts in before it gave me an actual large monster to hunt. I was like, that today. It's like, thank God, I'm not just fighting, tiny lizards or picking berries or doing training. Like, I'm actually monster hunting, finally.
Yeah. From what I've been hearing from other streamers, content creators, is that they switch around the rankings of monsters from previous games. Like, I guess, like, I forget the butcher me. Is it pronounced Pookie?
Puki, yeah.
Pookie, yeah. He, like, apparently he's like sub-level garbage in Monster Hunter World, but in Rise he's like a 3 or 4 star monster or something like that. It's like, the fuck? What did this glow up happen?
I mean, I could kind of see it because there's another monster I fought. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. New for me, might not be new in the overall. That's also a poison puking monster, so making Pukey a stronger version makes sense. But we'll see. We'll see how that works out. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm only on like 2-star hunts.
And as I drop my pen, I don't need pen. I'll just get this guy. I know also you finished Yakuza Kiwami. Or sorry, no, Zero. You're playing Kiwami on the Gamedays channel. You finished Zero on your personal channel.
Yeah, and Zero's fantastic. And I mean, I've seen that story a couple times, so I probably didn't react as strongly as some other people because I knew the twists. But the biggest thing for me is just like, I liked fighting as Majima more, and the only other time you play as him is Kiwami 2, very briefly, and it's optional. So,
okay.
It's just like, his style is just a little quicker and a little lighter, even his heavy style. So just like, Kiryu's style is very heavy.
Oh, wow. So if you're watching us live on Twitch, Red Rope, one of our other hosts, said, personal hot take, I think that Rise is better than World.
It would definitely, it's different. I'm not sure about better or not. It's a different take. The biggest thing is killing me, I don't like the music as much. I mean, it has more for like the whole game has more for like a traditional Japanese flair, but the music just feels a lot slower and sleepier. Yeah, especially like the town music. It's felt a lot slower and a lot sleepier. And considering in the beginning you're in town a lot and you're doing the character creator, I literally was just like, I feel like I need a nap. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I can imagine because that's what I've been hearing is that like Monster Hunter World, it's orchestral, it's grand, it's big, and then Rise is just kind of like
Anderson picked. We made that complaint last time I was on the podcast.
Yeah, we are. I'll complain about it again. I didn't like the soundtrack. It's just like, really, you couldn't have gotten like orchestral stuff. Like you had to go with that
original music
synth stuff. I'm like, nothing against synthwave and synth songs. I like that stuff. It's just not in Monster Hunter.
Not placed well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my only like complaint so far is I don't like the music as much, but I also haven't played it much, so I'm sure it'll grow on me.
Yeah. Zach,
beyond that, I opened a bunch of virtual Pokemon cards today.
Okay, I saw it. I saw that. I clicked in the stream this morning a little bit to catch that. Like, is that an official game from Pokemon Company? Really?
Oh yeah.
PC?
It is. It's their. Yep. Not through Steam or anything. You download it off their site, but it's just Pokemon trading card game online. You get I did this joke like twice because these are all dead or not dead, but they're used. You can't get anything with them. But when you buy a deck of cards, you'll also get one of these codes. Under my fingers is also a QR code, but again, these are dead, so
Okay.
Scanning it will not help you. This is already used. But each one of those gets a booster in the game. Again, like literally threw them away. So I had to fish one out of my empty trash can.
All right, that makes it. That's I remember
Yeah, so
when
anytime
Game Attack.
you see Game Attack or whoever holding up a code, that's
like,
what it's for.
Here's the code for up for grabs. But I think when they did their big box or their break box stream, they have to decide because they're like, all right, we're gonna give this to whoever bids for it or whatever, or whoever got their cards.
Yeah. So I had just all the cards that I've opened over the years just randomly. I'll grab some Pokemon cards. I have a box of just randoms that I got from a comic book store. I realized I had like 30 or so of these codes. Put them all in. I won some from playing the game. And it was just like, you know what? Let's just stream opening them and see what we get. Also, Silent says, think valid codes go back to like Sun and Moon. I had some XY evolutions that were even valid. So I don't know where the stopping point is for them, but hey, it was fun to open some virtual XY evolution cards that have the old art on them and get like, I got my holographic Charizard. It's virtual and it's not worth anything, but I got my holographic Charizard.
Nice. You know what was funny today is that it's funny to see how like the evolution of a day goes for a Game Attack stream. It was just them in the office, doing some cleaning because they're cleaning up their March for the Top stuff, so they're throwing out like old G Fuel that was expired and whatnot. And they're like, all right, if we get an OT, we gotta go trade some games, but we'll do like a road trip stream. We'll stream from the phone and we'll go to our favorite game store, which they've frequented before. So they hit it. They go in, they're looking at all the place, all the stuff. It's like, what should we get you? What should we get? And they're like looking over the Pokemon cards. It's like, how much is that booster pack? $18.
It might have been an older booster.
That's why they're like,
yeah,
we know what this is. We know what it's worth. We know you'll buy it to open it up on stream. So we need to make.
Obviously, to the people coming in streaming.
We're asking how G Field expired by now. Well, it's like old tubs that they just had in the office. Like, how long does this expire? I'm just gonna look at one of my my tubs here. I got my pink lemonade. Where's the expiration on? Oh, at the bottom. Yeah, that's a good question. How come they're claiming it's expired? Mine doesn't expire until. Come on, late. Let me see it there. February of 2023.
It might have a shelf life. Like, it might have a shelf life, like after it's open too.
True.
It might just know it's gross.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I totally interrupted for Fat's week.
Oh, my week's been totally uneventful. I haven't been able to play any online games at all. I don't have very many solo games installed. So majority of my week's just been working and messaging back and forth with the tech from my current ISP. Going, is it working now? And me saying no. That's about it.
Well, it's like, it says 1.5 and I should be getting a gig, so you tell me. Is it working?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not, which is funny because he just texted me a couple minutes ago and I'm watching the stream and I keep watching my webcam freeze and I see my connection drop. And I'm like,
give it the link.
No.
Tell him to show up and see like, hey, I'm doing is I've got my chat and I'm on Discord and watch me go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably not like that, but
which let me just clarify this. The tech's been great. I mean, he's replaced miles of line trying to fix this, but they should have never let it get this bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you can't if it's that far back, like if it's like bad lines in the neighborhood or in the entire like infrastructure of the neighborhood, it's very little that what did the visual tech? Yeah, not like a tech can go in with like street equipment and dig up all the lines to replace them. You know what I mean?
Oh, I wish they were in the ground.
Yeah. So I got a lot to go through for a week because it's been a hot minute since we had a podcast because we've had a lot of Wednesdays in the month. I gave Mario 35 its fond farewell. Did like 5 hours of like the second to last day because I couldn't do anything on the last day. But God, like we'll talk about it more in the news because something came out that is supposed to replace it. But I have opinions about that. Yeah. And the funny thing is you can't even do the practice modes, the course practice. I mean, of course, at that point, you know, you might as well just go play Mario Brothers regular. It's like, but I like the physics and I like the bounciness of, you know, hopping on the enemies in that game. Why can't you give me that? What else? So to Wolf was mentioning earlier, we played a game called Tyrion 2000. It's a free to play shmup that's on the goodoldgames.com website. DRM free, so you can pick it up. It's it's vertical shooter, so it's in the style, you know, like 1942 and Raiden and all those other games. But this one, like, you get currency and you upgrade your ship through each level. And then, like, in some levels, it gets kind of weird. Like, it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be space themed, but then there's this planet that's just filled with like 1942 planes.
Yep.
And then
entirely how weird it gets.
And then the penultimate level is getting to a planet that's just nothing but fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, because there's a last expansion. Only like 5 levels, but
and then I can turn my ship into a carrot.
Yes. It was very silly.
Let's see. Woody and I finished up Resident Evil 5. Then we did a DLC for that. Which, that's a lot of fun. Like, if you do the Chris and Jill one, if you try to leave the mansion, it actually flips the camera to old style Resident Evil, so it's all fixed. But you still have the same controls, but you have to work as if they're tank controls now.
Oh no!
Makes some of the puzzles very, very, very interesting to try and solve.
I'm sure.
My buddy Gabe came over, rolled a D&D character, and then we played Hyperstone Heist on Genesis. It's like one of the TMNT games I still haven't played, and finished it up. It was like super short, but like, you know, if you only had a Genesis and you wanted to play Turtles, it was a great game. It was just Turtles in Time with the levels rearranged. And a new exclusive boss, Master Tatsu from the movies. What else I do? I decided to go and talk about the top 100 SNES games from IGN. I don't know. I know Wolf was in the chat, and him and Joe were waiting to see when Goof Troop came up on the list.
It never did.
Spoiler alert, it didn't. I made a list of like the 15 games that probably should have been on there, but weren't. I did Metroid 2 on Game Boy, but someone had found a ROM hack to add some color to it, so that was pretty cool to see the game colorized and running on Game Boy Color Tech.
From the screenshot you took, a very tan Samus Aran at the end.
Yeah, that was a color choice.
It was a color choice.
Yeah. Oh, and because the wonderful folks unlocked it for my Extra Life incentives, played this bad boy. Oh boy. Okay. Everything you've heard, like, I tried to give the game the benefit of the doubt. I really did, because the people are like, these games have always been bad. You're just waking up to it now. I'm like, no, they've actually been okay. They've been decent. But this one, oof. They changed the control scheme around. Nobody controls well. So, like, when you want to try and target a specific person, you have to, like, fully whip them around. They just won't, like, auto look at the person that you're... everyone looks like a sim. So, like, when they're doing facial animations, I look like it's like, I'm sorry, am I playing The Sims 4 or am I playing 2K20? I have all the patches, so it's running as good as it can, but there are some points there where people still get caught up in the ropes and they like fling halfway across the screen. But I haven't had anything like, people sinking through the floors or being pushed into other people during cutscenes. I will tell you the difficulty does not match what I put on it. Like I had it on normal. I was having difficulty in like anything that's more than a one-on-one match. So I flip it down to easy and I turn the computer AI all the way down to stupid. They still counter every single move, even though I put the AI counters down to 0. I don't know how that works. Because in the past it was like, oh, they're countering everything I do. Oh, let me just put all the AI sliders down. Perfect. They only counter every 10th move. We've been pointed out as well. Let's say like you're doing the showcase mode and they've got like those, well animated as far as they could cutscenes where they mimic the match and the things in the match. Let's say you played that but you lost and you want to skip through it. If you skip the cutscene, the audio of the cutscene still plays while you're in the match. So like I'm slamming someone to the ground and I'm hearing like the audio from the match overlapping. I'm like, really? You can't go in and go, all right, skip. Okay, if skip audio or skip cutscene, stop audio equals yes. That's programming language, right?
You're close. I'm sure it's probably
Make the thing do the thing.
More complicated than that.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, close, yeah.
And then finally last night, myself, Jimbo, Wolf, and Woody played Halo 4 campaign to hilarious results.
No, nobody tell Woody how it ends.
That's why the highlight. That's why the title of the highlight video I made today is called "Did You Actually Fall Asleep?" He's like, "Wow."
You get through it, long final cutscene plus an epilogue cutscene. So we're all, being quiet, letting the cutscene play. We get back to the main menu. We just hear Woody go, are we done?
It ends with Master Chief. It ends with Master Chief walking into a fridge and waking up in Fortnite. I don't understand. What's so special about that ending?
But to this guy's credit, probably had like the joke of the night because we're just sitting there pretending to be doing machinima, and he goes like, "Hi, I'm Master Chief in the popular game series Fortnite."
So good.
God, had me in stitches. It's gonna be sad because the last Halo game I have to play on my stream for co-op purposes, like the campaign, is 5. But I kind of want to go back and do them all again, but on Legendary.
Oh, goodness.
And see how, like, I don't need to do Halo 1 on Legendary. I've already done that on co-op.
I wouldn't mind why not finish 3 with Woody and then 5.
I'll play 3 again.
Right? It's one of those things where, like, I feel like I've outgrown competitive multiplayer in that game. It's just not. I don't find competitive multiplayer that fun because I didn't keep up with it, and now everyone's a lot better than I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit I'm not good at it, so it's not as fun for me. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm bad. But man, just playing the single player with a bunch of friends who will, there's a perfect balance of dicking around to actually finishing the game.
Yeah.
That a lot of people in this group, we know what that balance is.
Yeah.
Like, at least with each other.
Yeah.
So we strike that great chord of we're going to screw around and we're going to have fun and we're going to be idiots, but we're still going to get through the game.
Party mode in 5, definitely party mode. 5? Oh, just like custom games you mean in 5? Yeah, those are good times.
Like customs in 5 is one thing, but like I'm going to go into Slayer or Big Team Slayer or Husky Ray Capture the Flags and be serious about it. That's not my bag anymore.
No. And that's why I stay with social games, because
I peaked with that.
Well, that's why I stay with social games, because then I can just play. Like, I always pick like the Fiesta stuff, so that it's like I know I'm pretty good at it, but I'm not great enough to go ranked. So if I can't go 3 headshots with a DMR, it's like, oh, I just got a fuel rod cannon. There we go. And then I die and all right, now I got a sniper rifle. I can maybe kill one person with that, but. I mean, there are some times where I'm on.
A pistol and a plasma pistol.
Yeah.
Oh, when I get that combo, I love getting those medals. The noob combo.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. You go plasma pistol, whoop, battle rifle. And it's like noob combo. I'm like, yay! Carry those skills all the way from Halo 2. I love hearing people back on those old headsets. Like, he's like, oh, I used YouTube combo. Oh, fucking. Then it was followed up by, go kill yourself.
No, it's followed by the person who doesn't know how to not play their stereo while they're on the headset. But it's also Xbox One. It's Xbox Rich, but it just says.
It was like,
I hate you so much.
Good time.
Yeah.
Never sounds good with the headset that you got when you bought the system. Stop.
Oh, God. Before we get into the news, I actually want to show that to everyone. I want to see Xbox Live headset.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to...
Oh, no.
During your Halo 4, I forgot to send you my clip of a wide of... There was a point where we were both in Scorpions. It's the level with the Mammoth, the huge tank.
Yeah.
Or they're like the huge vehicle you have to escort the whole time. When you're approaching the objective, I'm coming around the corner, and just like making it a good view of you, a Phantom flies in and drops a Wraith on top of you. Doesn't kill you or anything, just drop the tank on your tank.
Yeah.
I had a great wide, and I forgot to send it to you.
That's okay. I got it in the highlight video. Like, I got them linked up for like you and I were in the Goshawk, and they dropped the Wraith on top of us, and we somehow lived.
Yeah, it happened twice in one mission.
Yeah. I said it. I was like, again? Are you serious? Okay,
You
so
just kept hitting the spawn point, I guess.
they have them all listed here.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's look at before we get into the news. I just because I'm reminiscing about this now, playing old Halo 2 matches. Let's look at Xbox headsets through the ages. So here's the first one. This monstrosity.
I vaguely remember that thing.
Yeah, so you had to stick this into the top of your Xbox controller. That was your mute button there. And it wrapped around your ears with the microphone. And then this part always came out too, and volume control. But this thing was a piece of shit and would break within the first 2 weeks.
I do kind of miss those kind of headsets though. Just for active. I feel like it's hard to find just an ear clip headphone that's not also it's gonna burrow into your ear because earbuds are a thing now, and every small headset needs to be an earbud. I hate those.
And then we got that we got that thing with the 360, which always gave audio issues and was popping and going beep beep beep.
Oh yeah, that's the kind I was thinking of when someone had that microphone, but they still had their wrap on full blast. So it just had garbage.
Yeah.
And then this is the one that came with it. This one actually, it's the earpiece sucks, but the headband is not too bad. This is what I used before I discovered the glory that is Game Bar, and I can actually just use my Corsairs and route everything to this. So if you've ever seen my streams before, if I've ever want to have anyone in an Xbox Live party, I would have this wrapped around my neck and just with the microphone here, and I just have the game the chat audio coming through the speakers.
Word in the chat if you're watching this live. Remember Turtle Beach wireless headsets for 360.
Oh,
I never had a wireless. I never had a wireless one. I had a wired one, and what a shitty...
I didn't have wireless, but you guys gotta see this.
The shitty, octopus of connections you had to do because you needed, an audio-visual pass-through to run the cord from behind the fucking Xbox to the headset.
I had the X32s and the X42s.
I don't even remember what
at some point. I remember because they were crazy expensive. They broke after a year, or the Bluetooth would drop out and not sync anymore. So I bought every single Best Buy protection plan they had for those things, like Geek Squad, so I could take them back and get another one.
So these are
oh no
shit,
the X12s. This
I had
convoluted cable system. So I had to go try and find this. And I bought these secondhand too, so it didn't come with the piece to get it all together. So I had to go buy stereo wires like this. We unraveled this shit.
It was a horrible monster.
So that goes into the controller. and then like you had your individual. It actually wasn't too bad. Like this little the individual controls like that. But yeah, like that one, like the headset piece went into that, fed through that, so it went through my Xbox 360. So then that way I could just get all the audio through one source. I don't even know why I still have this. Like anytime I play a 360 game now, I'm like, it's in my office. Just get on Discord.
You had a picture of it up in the last scene. It was kind of in the corner. Remember the little, like down one and left one of the one you have highlighted there, the little wireless one for 360, the like official wireless one. No, one down and one right from what you just clicked on.
Oh, this thing. This thing.
Little Bluetooth earpiece.
I have a story about this thing.
Okay,
not mine,
do
but,
tell.
A friend of mine, like at the end of high school, we hung out for a while. After I graduated, invited me up to his house for like a sleepover, basically. Play Xbox games, whatever. They snuck off and got like stupid high. And then, like, partway through that, we're like, we should get some, like, we need some snacks. We don't have any snacks. So we walked to the convenience store. And it wasn't until, like, after they left, they realized he still fucking had that on his head. It was too high to notice. Like, I mean, maybe they just thought it was a Bluetooth headset.
I was going to say, at that time, all Bluetooth earpieces look that way. So, I mean, like, he could have gotten away with it.
But I mean, they probably also knew that he was stupid high.
or sometimes the headset is just so comfy that you forget you have it on. Like I did the other night, last Friday there.
We had our headphones on and forgotten about it, and then done the.
Oh, these are Bluetooth. I don't have to worry about that. But
fair.
But I think it was like Friday's game day of Smash where. Like after it was done, I was chatting with Reset for a bit, and then I was like, "All right, I'm off to bed. See ya." I started walking upstairs with like, "Fuck," go back downstairs, set him down, plug him back in. Then I tweet out, "It's like who went upstairs to go to bed with their headphones still on?" This guy. Oh man, that was a nice diversion. Yes, gaming headsets through the years. So maybe next week we'll do PlayStation, all 3 of them.
Right now, it's just use a normal headset.
No, actually, no. There would be more because the first headset was with SOCOM. Yeah, that USB powered one that you could issue commands. There's a game Konami made called Lifeline that's like a Resident Evil clone, but you can only control the character by talking to her. Like you you can't control her at all, but you gotta like, shout commands that like go here, shoot. Like I kind of want to find that and get that working, but yeah. Roman says he needs to get a new set of Raycon earbuds. I keep forgetting that I'm wearing my wired ones. I'm connected to the PC and keep jerking on it when I need to step away. Yeah. Or like Hey You Pikachu. Yeah, but then like this girl kind of listens to you. Where Hey You Pikachu, if you're above the age of 8, Pikachu won't listen to you.
I mean, there were PC games like that too, or PC diversions where it was just voice controlled in the
I want to say,
or we can talk about Nintendo and their stupid fucking Squid connector to have voice on the Switch.
Oh God. That'll like plug this here, wire this here.
The Mario Party 7 microphone for GameCube.
I don't recall that one.
Are you for real?
I didn't have a GameCube. I was talking about the Nintendo thing where it's like, in order to have voice chat through your Switch, you need an external device to connect your headphone to that, and then that to the Switch, and then that to your phone, and run the voice through the app. It's like, how in the late, 20-teens, 2020, is this the actual voice solution for one of the 3 major consoles?
Like, hey, there's a great thing called Discord.
Yeah, there's literally any voice control app. I could literally do a Zoom call and it would be better than this.
I was gonna say, like, as bad as Skype is, it's still less trouble
It is a less trouble to be near a computer or have any app on your phone.
Oh man.
Besides needing a separate splitter and your phone to do voice chat. Would you would rather use AIM? I don't even think AIM is a thing anymore. I'm pretty sure that closed. And I think when they announced they were closing it, I finally emailed my grandfather and went, "You can delete my AOL. Like, you don't need to keep my AOL email open on your account anymore."
Yeah, for real. Hotmail Messenger.
I still have Hotmail, or like a Hotmail account, and I still technically have Skype, but
Motherfucker, I found it.
Mine's probably still there, but I don't remember anything to it.
yeah, I have deleted my Yahoo account when they announced the leak. It's just like this. Nope. I literally haven't been on Yahoo in like 3 years. Also, hey, pre-news while Johnny's doing whatever the hell he's doing. Next month they're closing Yahoo Answers. So, if you have any burning questions, ask them now.
How will I find out if I'm forgetting it? Am I Pargant?
If you've never seen that GIF, you'll find that GIF. Hi, Bragent.
What's the Luigi board?
We're gonna lose so much.
It's Tangled, but I found it.
Oh,
hey, there it is.
Yeah, so that's the GameCube microphone.
Oh, okay.
So that came with Mario Party 6 or 7. Can't remember which.
7.
But yeah, so you would push the button and you would talk into it to do games. And I want to say that it was a Odama. It was like this weird, like medieval themed pinball game, and you had to shout commands into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tangled with my GBA link cables. I don't have to clean that entire corner tomorrow.
I just remember my brother throwing it all the time because when he was younger, he had a speech impediment. He would pronounce his R's, like instead of saying fire, he'd say file. And so there was a dart game where you had to say fire. He'd go file, and just throw the microphone and leave.
Oh god! In my haste to find it, I actually found my Nintendo 64 transfer pack.
Nice.
Anyone want to play Pokemon? And then I found my Vision Cam, so I can put my face on Rainbow Six Vegas characters.
Here. I'm ready to play Pokemon. I also have Red, it doesn't work. I need to see if the battery's dead or something.
More than like does it boot up or does it like not? Oh, probably bad battery. Yeah.
It's just a matter of actually.
Those are easy fix. I actually have then
I have to solder it. So
yeah,
it's not even completely soldered to the board. Like it's kind of loose. So
yeah, I tried it myself and I thought it worked. I put electrical tape around a battery around the connector and it started to work and saved and all that. So I was like, oh, this is good enough. And then we had the urge to play Gold or Crystal, and they're both dead. I'm like, fuck. Luckily, there's a guy here in town that, like, if I give him $10 per game, he'll solder a new battery into them. So I actually do that because I actually want to play the Gold and Crystal and all those other ones. But yeah, that's been our weeks and these talks of
and more,
and these long ass random talks of microphones,
microphones,
and accessories of your
Wii Speak. I actually found one box at Goodwill, and it was like, it'd be neat. There is literally no need for me to own this. Yeah. There is no game I will ever use this with.
Other than to say that you have it, because funny thing with today's Game Attack stream, when they went to the game store, they ended up buying like stuff that they'll never. They just bought cool shit to like display. I think Westo actually bought stuff for streaming purposes. Like he bought every single 007 game there was on the original Xbox. So like Nightfire, Agent Under Fire, From Russia with Love, Everything or Nothing, GoldenEye, Rogue Agent. There's a lot of James Bond games on that generation of console.
If I can figure out a place to put it, I have something stupid box that I found that I will probably never use because I think it's not good, and also it's sealed. I just like that it's sealed. It's not a microphone, but it's fucking 3D glasses for the PC. I found at a yard sale still in the plastic.
Wow.
Yeah. Do we want to know what era of gaming this is for? It comes with demos for Descent, Wolfenstein 3D, Math Rescue, and Word Rescue. I don't know why the fuck you need 3D glasses
93,
for
94?
something like that. Yeah.
Goodness.
Dude, is
95.
there a 3D mode on Descent? I'd play that.
I think there's
95?
special versions of the game, like to work with these glasses.
I'd play
I
the
was
hell out of
born
that. Fuck yeah.
I was born in.
But we would also need a computer with a parallel port. That's the next.
Oh, wait. These are like electronic 3D glasses.
Yeah, they're electronic 3D glasses. They come with
Oh,
special software.
oh, that's old. So
Yup.
for you youngins out there, parallel
Like that,
ports are these big, massive things on the back of PCs, usually reserved for printers, but they were used for other things, like coding in this big metal, the big metal card that you would slip into your satellite receiver to get all the channels and not pay for them. I didn't do that. I don't know. My dad didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I hope this comes through. But that second port down on my picture, that's parallel.
Yeah, so above that,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna see if I can't name them. I won't name them if I see them there, but yeah, that's DVI parallel, PS2, let's say RJ45,
I think so.
and
I
serial.
don't think it mirrored, so.
Serial, and then your audio jacks.
Yep,
Yeah.
DVI parallel, PS2, RJ45,
I'm
stereo.
old.
Also, if you're wondering why I just have a picture of that, it's my Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes manual. Which, yes, I did print out and put in a binder.
Oh, good news for you. This is just going off the rails, but I love it.
It is. We're going to talk about
Good news for you.
Yeah.
I found on Newegg a parallel to USB connector for $650.
No.
So if you really wanted to use that, you could.
It'd be funny to see if it would work on a modern PC, because I mean, I got it because I saw LGR review it, and I mean, they're as far as I know, they're not great. But finding those at a yard sale for $3, still in the plastic,
Yeah.
I was like, sure, why not?
Why not?
Can I
I mean,
speak
you could always
DOS?
go to eBay and buy a $50 PC from like the 90s.
Kinda.
C:/run.exe.
It literally, when the first time I
sorry.
tried to do DOSBox stuff, I had to Google how to do DOS, because it had been like 15 years since I needed to use DOS.
Yeah. Okay, C:/dir. Give me my directory. CD.
Well, you do
Like wheel
dir
for Wheel of
/W,
Fortune, and
so it's
then
wide, so it's not just one line. Be smart about it. Especially if you're like me and you just have a games folder full of games, and if you ever did directory, you would not know what half of them are because they're off the screen.
I think Fine Brothers has probably already done it. Sat kids in front of an old 386 and told them to try and open up Windows or open up a game.
I'm sure.
And they're just like, "Where's the mouse?" We didn't have mice. No mice back then.
My register system at work is DOS based.
Oh, I'm sure there's still
there's still plenty of systems like that out there.
I remember before we switched, it was very like DOS text based when we went to McDonald's. It was still a touch screen, but it was just boxes with abbreviations and text, and DOS or like a Linux based or something. And then they finally switched to pictures.
A lot of companies don't really have anyone in an IT department that can like make something that's visually functional that a DOS system couldn't handle. I know, like, speaking with like an old roommate of mine who like works for the company I work for, but he works in like software engineering. He like basically like on his spare time programmed a new way of like handling back office stuff. So it's just like this. He just basically got bored one day and said, "Yeah, I don't like how the company's doing this. I'm just gonna do it myself and give it to them." And they're like, "Wow, this actually works." And then they paid him for it. They slapped his name on it, and now the whole company uses it. That's pretty cool. I tried to use that as a bargaining chip to say, like, hey, I used to be roommates with the guy that makes this program that we use. Oh, cool. So do I get the job? No, we're going to give it to the part-timer that started 4 months ago. I'm like, thanks.
There.
And I applied to a different position.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the company I work for, they spent $2 million on research and development for a new system, and then still stuck with the same system they've been using since '84.
Jeez. I want to
I mean,
say
it
my
literally
wife's
has not changed
system
since
was
then.
the same. Like it was definitely Linux based, just blue screen, white text. Old company, not the one yours for now. This bucket is paint. Paint doesn't change. Anyway.
Oh, man, we went
think-
completely off the rails, but that's okay. I love
going
when we
up
go
the
off
East
the
Coast,
rails.
and now that we're in Chicago, let's start heading back towards the point.
Yeah. Okay. We got quite a few stories to talk about because we had, like, of course, everything happened after we stopped the last podcast, and I'm sure a lot more are going to happen after we stop this podcast. But I gathered a whole bunch, and we got a lot to talk about. So it's time for the news. Of course, I mentioned that on March 31st, Nintendo just killed Mario. And then in its place rose Pac-Man 99. So they announced this yesterday. A new Battle Royale game coming to the Nintendo Switch, even though I think they said that it was on Stadia for last year.
That or something very similar was on Stadia. This is either this is the same thing or there are literally two Pac-Man Battle Royales already.
Yeah. So it's developed exactly the same way as Tetris 99. The game actually officially opened its servers up and launched a couple hours ago, actually.
Yep.
So I was playing a little bit of it before the podcast started. This game is extremely quick. Like,
yes, yeah.
People get knocked out. I don't know if it's because it's the first day and maybe the people that are playing it aren't really familiar with Pac-Man and how, ghosts and pellets and all that operates. But
Because it says there are two.
Because there are two? Okay, so this one's different.
Yeah.
Now, I probably should have watched this video to figure out how to play because very first couple of matches, I was just like, wait, what are these things? What do they do? Okay, apparently they stop you, and then like if there's red ones, then
I did watch this. I missed the memo on the fucking red ones that just kill you instantly.
yeah, exactly. Because I was playing it, and I was just like, "What's this red one? Oh, I guess I got to like maybe chomp on it more to go through." Oh no, wait, that one just kills me. Okay.
And if you have a power pellet, it still just kills you. It's like, what is this?
Yeah. But it's got a lot of elements, as you can see there, from Pac-Man Championship Edition, where it's like if you can get a line of them, and it just goes bang, 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 bang. And apparently that sends them to the other players. It's the same thing as like Tetris and Mario, where you can like select who you want to attack. Random, hunter, knockout, or counter, which probably at the end of the game doesn't matter.
I think when you get a power up, like when you get a power pellet, I think you can change what it does for you, besides just turning the ghost blue.
Yeah. And
I don't know about Pac one as the victory.
Yeah.
you got a Pac one. Okay.
Yeah. Now here's the thing that kind of irks me about the whole thing is that okay, like the other modes behind a paywall, understandable. Tetris has that. So Tetris you can do like the 99 and I think you can do a squad thing, but like if you wanted to play offline matches or just play unlimited regular Tetris, you got to pay $10.
Yeah.
But for Pac-Man, all the themes, like if you want to change like the visual and the audio, like the style and how Pac-Man looks, you gotta pay money for that. With Tetris, it's just they have those Maximus Cups like events every so often, and if you play and get 100 points, and you get the theme. And then like the other themes, like if you missed out on it, you can always get it back, but you gotta do like dailies and get tickets, and then you can unlock them that way. Like. But this is like you gotta pay real money for that. Like I don't know.
It's $2 per theme, or you can buy all the themes and the DLCs for $30. No. No. I understand you got to make your money on it somehow, and I have to imagine that was probably a Namco decision more than a Nintendo decision.
Yeah.
But no.
It's not. It's definitely not a Nintendo decision because you have people like me, Reset Patrick, that are screaming at Nintendo, "I will give you money if you keep Mario 35 alive."
Like, well, I mean, I don't think it's a Nintendo decision to microtransaction it out the ass immediately.
No,
I think that sounds like a Bandai Namco decision.
Oh, you got this new Battle Royale game? Cool. Oh, you want to charge for it? Well, I mean, that's your deal. We'll put it on our service, but you want to charge other stuff for it? That's your own deal.
Yeah. I played a little bit too. It's fun. I still got to get used to it a bit, but like, yeah, it's a good time. It's another decent battle royale. I'm a little better at this than I was at Mario. Just I've also played Pac-Man more than I probably have played Super Mario Bros. So that helps.
Yeah, on my third match, I got second place. I was so close to getting the end, but then I goofed up and I just got sandwiched in between some ghosts, and that was it.
Yeah,
I'll give it a shot. I mean, I'll go to my battle royale list, but like if this goes away to bring back Mario 35, I won't be mad. But I just love Mario 35. I want it back.
No, that's gonna go away in 6 months, and we're gonna get Donkey Kong 99.
God, how that? Oh yeah, jumping over barrels. He'll send the barrels to the other guy. Stack on barrels.
Yeah, I was doing more barrels.
Yeah. Zach, thoughts?
I don't know. Like they can keep doing rotations like that, but they're gonna run out of stuff eventually. And I don't know when they would switch to new consoles, but they'll probably roll it out before they switch to a new console or announce some better Switch again, and then everyone's gonna be happy.
I dare say with that much DLC, they're probably not going to switch it out because Tetris 99 is also still active.
Yeah.
Mario was just a special deal where they decided that it's a celebration, so we're going to make it super limited for stupid reasons.
Who knows? Who knows? If it makes some money, they're going to do it. That's basically what it boils down to.
Yeah. I guarantee you, if they put Mario 35 back, like, and they say if you want it back, you gotta pay this. I guarantee you people will pay it. Makoto says in the chat, what's next? Charging 25 cents per round. Oh,
what was that? I know that was
that was the culling.
Right.
So it came, they made a sequel, it sucked, they went back, and then it was gone, and then they brought it back, and they let you play one match a day. And if you didn't win, you had to pay to play again.
It's such a baffling game model to make a BR essentially be an arcade game.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. Yeah. Apparently, if you won, you could defend your title and play again. But as soon as you lost, no, you gotta pay a quarter to get back in.
Yeah. The question for me was, who was still playing the culling? What was this audience?
I don't know. Like, it felt like one of those games that just all right, hey, this is YouTube. We're here to make our videos. Okay, bye. Where's all the active players? Like, I saw what's their face play this game. Yeah, we're done now. So like the only people that were playing this game,
Circle going, we'll pay to play more games. Let's bring it back.
Ooh, Vicious Circle. So yeah, Pac-Man 99. I mean, it's free to play unless you want to make the characters look like Dig Dug, then you gotta pay for that. Excuse me.
I'd rather play Dig Dug.
I would have been tempted to get some of those skins. I'm not paying $2 a piece. I'm not spending $30 on everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
like literally any other Pac-Man game, which will be cheaper than $30.
This is actually.
I'm sure I have Championship Edition 1 already.
This is actually Namco's third Pac-Man Battle Royale game. The first one was I forgot about the first one in arcades in 2011, where it's a top-down 4-player cabinet, and everyone's on like each corner of the table, and they're controlling a different Pac-Man. I don't know if it was competitive or if it was like you're just playing Pac-Man at the same time to get a higher score.
I feel like I've seen it, but I don't think I've ever played it.
I've never seen it in I've never seen it in any of like bowling alleys that I have. Like I don't have Dave and Buster's as Wordman is saying in chat.
It's not really a Battle Royale polygon.
Not in the traditional. I mean, it was called Pac-Man Battle Royale, but like it's not the traditional Battle Royale sense as we see it now.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Battle Royale as a concept, like for drop in stand. Yeah, it did not exist in 2011. Battle Royales were just led for that one movie, and that wrestling match where you don't want people coming out every 60 seconds, you just throw them all in at the same time. The other one was Mega Tunnel Battle. That was the one that was on Stadia last year.
Oh, got it.
So something a little different there. Okay. So, Pac-Man 99 takes the place of Mario 35 because Nintendo didn't want to preserve anything. So we moved from one company not preserving to another company not preserving. It is official. This was a rumor that came up on the podcast after the podcast last 3 weeks ago. But it has been confirmed. The PlayStation Store for PS3, PS Vita, and PSP will close this summer. The PS3 and it's saying here. Okay, so the PS3 and PS Vita stores will close on August 27th. The PSP store will close July 2nd. I was hearing somewhere that the PS3 and PSP stores were closing July 2nd, and then the Vita a month after. So
and Sony also got rid of the way you can still access it on the web. So you have to use your console, which is the worst way to try to access those stores.
Yeah. Especially like PS3 where it takes like a good 5 to 10 minutes to load the store. That's why everyone used the website. But then Sony killed that. But then someone found out the back doorway of getting to that website and staying with keeping your wish list and all that open for PS3 and PS2 and PS1 and all that good stuff. And they got rid of that. So once the store closes, you'll still be able to re-download and play any games they purchased through the PlayStation stores. Users can still redeem voucher codes for games and PlayStation Plus as well. Multi-platform cross-buy purchases are still possible, meaning users can still buy content made available for both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. I don't know. I don't remember buying anything off PS4 that was compatible with PS3. I don't know what you're talking about there. Players can still access their content by way of download lists on their respective device. Yeah, so I don't understand this at all. Like, no one at Sony has said, here's the reason why. It's because it costs X amount of dollars to keep these servers open, to house all these games, and to make the purchases and make all this run. If they said that, if they gave a reason other than just, no, we're just shutting it down. So I haven't been looking up ways to jailbreak my PS3 after July 2nd. No, why would I do that?
I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that they'll have like a big sale if there's anything I feel like I'm missing on my PS3 before that goes down for good.
Yeah, there's some stuff on the Vita that in PSP that I was looking at as well. Like I think Adventures of Mana. Like I had that on my wish list for the longest time, and every time it went on sale, I'd be like, oh wait, I don't have the funds right now. But like, I think someone counted it up. It might have been delisted.com. I think they counted up. There's 22,000 titles that will no longer be available because of this.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So, like Nintendo before, and I always joke that like you need to go around and slap a giant sticker that says "Okay to steal after this day." Like, there's not one executive from Sony that everyone keeps bringing up, Jim Ryan, who the reason why he is so against backwards compatibility because he doesn't think anyone wants to play these old games again. Because I think he was at an event where they were celebrating like the new release of the latest Gran Turismo, and they had stations set up that had Gran Turismo 1 all the way up to the new one, Sport or 7 or whatever. And he took one look at like the PS1 and PS2 games and goes, oh god, why would anyone want to play this when this exists? Oh, maybe it's because these ones are still, good.
It must be nice to not have any sense of nostalgia.
You can still feel the weight of the car.
The Warman's cut in the chat because it works and it doesn't need a day one patch because you decided to push it out before it was ready.
Because maybe I want to sit here and do license tests over and over again while listening to the Stone Temple Pilots. In order to play more of the game.
Oh yeah, I just remember
Gran Turismo 2.
Yeah.
I remember Gran Turismo 2.
Yeah, here, like the license test. No, you gotta learn how to drive before you can try and drive. It's like, all right, I passed your test. Now what? Oh, I'm gonna do the race. I was just gonna drive however I want. No.
Yeah.
If there are sales, I will definitely, I'll get the games that I want. I've already gotten a few of them. Yeah. Please buy all the JRPGs. Because I guarantee you, and if you're a stickler for emulation, if you're like, no, emulation bad, I want to have the physical media. I hope you know the three richest kings of England, because that's the only way you're going to be able to afford all these physical copies of JRPGs.
Oh yeah.
Like today in the Game Tag stream, people were like, "Oh, look for a copy of Xenogears," and they're like, "Oh, that's not rare." But the fact that people have to ask that shows that it's not a rare game, but people just treat it as rare because it's JRPG and they charge exorbitant amount of prices. You can get it on the PS3 store for your the PS1 game for the PS3. It's like $10 for a digital copy of that game, as opposed to the $120 or something that it's going for right now. Makoto har yar har fiddly dee. Yep. Sail the seven seas after July 2nd. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw someone play it just randomly, like on their stream. I kind of want to get Tokyo Jungle for the fucking absurdity of it, but I don't want to pay a lot of money for it. It's like an animal survival game in the streets of Tokyo. It's
yes,
absurd.
I've seen that many a times. I think you play as Benny, Max's dog.
Yeah.
Benny.
Oh yeah, there's
It's the same
definitely
breed.
Pomeranians. Like,
not related, but Sound Hero says like, I'm looking for a copy of Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, but AJ Styles owns like 80% of all copies. Oh, if you don't get that joke,
it looked like Robe and Jimbo had a blast with it today, and we had a blast with it on a recorded video on our YouTube.
Yeah, like we're posting. If you're watching this the week of release, we're still releasing wrestling playthroughs because it's WrestleMania weekend. So we've done like a few bouts of No Mercy, WCW Mayhem. We just wrapped up our Virtual Pro Wrestling. I think we got some matches in SmackDown 2 Know Your Role coming up.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I think we got some other stuff too there, but yeah, like I like Virtual Pro Wrestling too. I mean, it's essentially just, more WCW NWO Revenge or WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy. That's what I'm hoping for the AWA game to be. Well, that's what they said they're doing. They got the director from those series of games to do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, just reading the rest of the article here.
Sony are butts. It's ridiculous that we're pulling down entire storefronts. Unless unless the site closes down, unless Sony was closing their doors.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that we're,
and one of the things,
this entire library is closing.
One of the things that bugs me the most too is that Sony is giving you the option this generation to go all digital and not have a disc drive. Like,
I didn't think about it.
There's really I was actually thinking of getting a digital only system because eventually a lot of the physical games I have for the PS4 eventually come to PlayStation Plus and I just get, I sell them off or I do whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
But if I go all digital, I buy all these games, but then there's games I don't want to play. What's going to come when, that store shuts down? It's like, oh, yeah, we're shutting down the PS5 store. I have a digital system. So you're telling me that this thing's a gigantic paperweight and I can only play the games that I have Yeah, essentially. Like, I mean, that's essentially what's happening now with what's happened now with the Wii. Like, anything that was on the Wii digitally, you cannot get.
Yep.
Unless you sail the 7 seas, which, like, let me say, WAD files are, if you know what you're doing, are really easy to put on that system. Just saying that it's not dead. Like, I'll say it, when a company says, I don't want your money for this product, then that means I'm allowed to take it. If I go into the store, I'm like, I would like Adventures of Mana for the PSP, please. No, our store's down. But I'm willing to give you money for it. No, our store's down. Okay, I'm going to go to archive.org and just take it then. No, that's piracy. We'll come after you. I'm like,
You're not offering it.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
I offered money. I told them I would give them money for this, and they said no.
I was kind of bummed out because back in the day, and I played some of them, there were companies that were making basically up-res remakes, some even with voices of games like King's Quest 3 and Space Quest 2. And I think King's Quest 4 and Space Quest 3 were up for this treatment. And then Good Old Games happened. They started selling them again. Then companies doing it were like, oh, well, they're selling them. They're not abandonware anymore, so they stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, like my whole thing is like to shut down a store is one thing. To like kill the entire library is another. Like they really don't think that they would make enough money off of all of those titles to warrant transferring them over into a new store and just maintaining the library. It's just sad.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the sales, like, they just feel that it's not worth. Maybe they're just not worth keeping open because they're like, okay, well, the sales are down. No one's buying off these consoles anymore. So why bother making that an option?
Who knows? I mean, is it costing them money? It's one thing if it's costing them money, but if they're sitting there, I mean, why wouldn't you make money off of it? Keep customers happy.
Who knows? That's exactly it, though. I would like an actual explanation beyond
Yeah,
just like I don't like this, so we're gonna delete it for everyone.
Because it's old. We want you to spend money on new things and pay $70 per title.
Sweet. If I could find one of your consoles, maybe I would.
90 here. Jesus.
There aren't enough chips to make this stuff, man.
Oh, I know.
That's like the companies are starting to take refurbished products because they want the parts for them because they can't get new ones made. That's what it's boiled down to.
Yeah.
So get your purchases in, and then it's off to the high seas after July. Do I condone piracy? Absolutely. If you're not letting me buy the thing, I will totally support the developer and the publisher and the company if they let me buy the thing. But as soon as they say no, you can't buy that anymore, I'm like, okay, Pirate Bay, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever it goes to. So we go from two companies that don't care about their history to one that does. So Microsoft is now adding Xbox 360 games to their cloud streaming service. So
and Xbox Original looks like.
And Xbox Originals, yes. So if you are a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you can download an app. You can download the Game Pass app, and there are select games that you can actually stream to your mobile device or tablet. So what they're adding to the streaming service right now for 360 and original is Banjo-Kazooie 1 and 2, Double Dragon Neon, Fable 2, Fallout New Vegas, Gears of War 2, 3, Judgment. We don't talk about Judgment here. Jetpack Refueled with touch controls. So I'll talk about that in a sec. Cameo, Perfect Dark Zero, Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind, Oblivion, Viva Pinata, and Trouble in Paradise. So basically, like, a bunch of Gears of War games, and like half of the Rare Replay collection is going to be on streaming with touch controls. So like, there are select games that you can play that you don't need to pair a controller to.
Again, I'm just laughing at Jetpack. This is a game that started on like the Commodore 64. As in remastering, they could just be played on a phone.
Jetpack Refueled. Oh, that's actually that's an old Rare title that goes all the way back to the ZX Spectrum.
Yeah,
That's back when they weren't called Rare, when they were called Ultimate Play the Game.
a game that you probably would have gotten on a cassette. I am playing on my phone.
Yeah, so we're like we said, like when one company's like, we don't care about these old games, and like Xbox and Microsoft is still continuing to go, yeah, like you still have access to all this stuff. Like we don't want to get rid of it. Like here, play this on your phone now. You know how cool it'd be if I just like
online. We love it.
Like, as someone who beta tested this service and who occasionally will pop it up just to show people like how cool it is. Like it's actually really cool how like this works. I don't recommend playing Killer Instinct with touch controls because it's not a good time. Like something like that, you really need all the buttons. But like I've shown off, like I'll boot up the Master Chief Collection over that, and I'll play competitive multiplayer, and I'll do half decent. If you have strong enough Wi-Fi and a strong enough cell signal. If you're at like hotel Wi-Fi, forget about it. You're not playing Halo.
Right.
Literally, I just want Viva Pinata. Like I would be at work on my phone, just ignoring all customers, just playing Viva Pinata.
Well, you can, and it's all touch enabled, so you don't need to pair a controller. So it looks like to them, it'll look like you're just like checking something, or you'll be playing.
Yeah, I'm just processing a curbside pickup. Just give me 1 sec.
Well, we are just beating a pinata for candy.
No.
I think that was the thing. I never played Viva Pinata.
I haven't either. Like that was like one of Rareware's like first original titles on 360, I think.
It's basically just like a farm sim game, except you're keeping animals and they're all pinatas. It's just fun.
Oh, we got a lot of activity in the chat here. We can take a second here. Hey Tanner, hey Sammy. I guess he came over from Game Attack. He's got those Game Attack emotes on there. Yeah, did someone say Double Dragon? Yep. For those there in the game days who it's been a month since they've been able to do one, but a Double Dragon for Game Attack is if they get 2 OTs in one stream day. So if like they get one in the morning, get one in the afternoon, there's this ear piercing overlay that they put up to let you know that they hit it. Yeah, Makoto's saying, yeah, that's newsworthy as well. I'll talk about it real quick. So they've rebranded Xbox Live. It's now just called the Xbox Network. And asking if Joe saying the Game Pass is a great service. Yeah, it's $14.99 a month, and I think I know what that alert was for because I saw in the chat. So if you're watching us on Twitch, the Fat Man just gifted tier 1 subs to Sammy772 and G1 Tanner. Enjoy those emotes, and a friendly reminder that all the revenue we make from this channel goes to the Extra Life campaign. What else we got here? Silent Hero. Oh yeah. How about MLB The Show 2021 coming to Game Pass day 1?
I am so excited.
And apparently Silent Hero saying that came from the MLB themselves. The MLB said, I want that. We want that on Game Pass. And it's like, damn.
I think Sony was the one to announce that. That wasn't our decision. It was Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I found like a lot of Sony people are hurt by that. It's just like, why is this on the other consoles? Like, they paid for it. It's coming to PC too, isn't it?
Maybe.
I want to say the Switch.
I don't think it's coming to the Switch. I think that might be maybe the Show 22, but I don't think 21 is coming to Switch.
Okay.
Not coming to PC at least yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was an interesting statistic I found from a sportscaster I follow on TikTok, who is a former reviewer for Reviews on the Run. After they long left G4, this is when they were still airing on Canadian television. But she had an interesting statistic. Xbox owners, this is the first MLB sim game that they've ever had since MLB 2K13. Because after that, they've all been RBI baseball, and that's more arcadey and not good.
Super Mega.
And Super Mega, yeah. But I mean, Super Mega doesn't have the MLB license, but like RBI baseball was the only MLB licensed game for Xbox and Xbox One, but it sucked.
But just do me a favor and give us the Bigs 3.
Yeah. That's like the Bigs is like, isn't that the evolution of Slugfest?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the over the top, like, you know, he's on fire, you know, NBA Jam style one.
Technically, as we got 2 games that were actually the Bigs, but then there was also a Nicktoons baseball game that was the same engine.
Yes.
So it was just the Bigs, but also you could have Sheen from Jimmy Neutron or SpongeBob.
Yeah. It's like
or Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
It's like here comes Sammy Sosa up the bat and pitching Invader Zim.
Back also in Nintendo games, remember that they had more than like 3 licenses. I'm looking at you, Nicktoons Racing. Nicktoons Racing, you remember Hey Arnold and Rugrats and the Ninja Turtles and nothing else. I got the licenses wrong, but
yeah.
You know, it's like 4 max of all the shows that they've made.
Yeah. At least with like Sega All-Stars Racing, they had like, you know, a big plethora of like Sega characters and Danica Patrick for some reason. I will there are some points there where I feel like I want to go back to Transform to get like good at it so I can afford the Dream Machine or whatever it was called, where when you're driving, it's the Hornet from Daytona. When you're on a boat, it's an inverted Dreamcast controller. And when you're flying, it's the F-14 from Afterburner. Joe's saying, Dan, you can be a little louder? As in, like, his audio is too low, or...
Is this a little better? Am I louder now?
I mean, you're fine on my end.
Okay.
I think you should just scream the rest of the podcast, and let's see.
I also turned up my audio mixer. So
okay. All right. Well, moving on. So
move the microphone closer.
The ESA has announced that they are actually going to have E3 this year, as a reimagined all virtual event. So basically, what you've been doing for the last 5 years, if you haven't been in the industry, I guess.
Right.
So they're just basically, it's going to be, you know what Nintendo has been doing.
Every convention has been in 2020.
Yeah, which is just show off their stuff. So yeah, E3 will turn 2021. It'll take place between June 12th and June 15th. Content from Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Brother Games. I don't know who Koch Media is. Hey, if we're doing it directly and virtually, that means no influencers' personal information will get leaked. Right? Remember that from a couple of years ago? Anyone that attended E3 over the last 5 years had all their personal information leak. It's like, hey, did you ever know Greg Miller's phone number? There you go.
Koch Media has Deep Silver, Raven's Court. They have Volition, so if there's another Saints Row, it's going to come from that group. Warhorse Studios, who does the Kingdom Come games. No, the other ones I kind of don't recognize. I am looking on Wikipedia. Oh, Dam Buster Studios, the people who made Homefront: The Revolution. Oh, and the Dead by Team and Metro. And okay.
Yeah. So they said we're evolving this year's E3 to be a more inclusive event, but we'll still look to excite the fans with major reveals and insider opportunities that make this event the indispensable center stage for video games. I mean, this is where E3 technically should have been going, because after like E3 officially starts for journalists and influencers, like general audience don't care. Like you've like from Friday to the Tuesday when Nintendo does their digital event, that's basically it. Like other stuff may trickle out when, journalists will spend 8 hours online to play said game. But I mean, at this point, like I've been talking about this for years, and a lot of people have been talking about this for years. What E3, like what the company should do is like this E3 weekend is, instead of throwing parties and trying to cozy up to influencers, get demos into the hands of the consumer. Like make them timed, that's fine, but have like an E3 demo that someone can download onto their system to try out. I mean, Capcom did that with MVC Infinite. They didn't do the correct one, which is, have a training mode with a few characters to try out. Is that it was just, here's the first 20 minutes of the story mode, play that. And then people freaked out. It's like, wait, I can't beat Ultron Sigma? Like, yeah, you're gonna beat the final boss in the first 10 minutes. Some people say that they can. I'm like, I have yet to see video evidence to prove otherwise. That wasn't from a robot.
I mean, really, like, yeah, except for like major conferences, PAX is like overtaken what E3 is. Like, is E3 still relevant beyond just watching a stream of the big news?
I was gonna say. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's just, there are like 4 PAXs a year that do the same thing, except for, maybe not have a giant conference. But even then, they still have some smaller ones. Like, I remember watching a stream, I think it was Thursday or Friday, of like the Borderlands 3 announcement during Gearbox's presentation at PAX. Like, you might not get a huge Nintendo thing or a huge Sony thing, but there are other people doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like what makes E3 special beyond this is where we do the big presentations just isn't there anymore.
Right.
No, when it first started, it was for gaming press, which was very, very light. Like maybe you had like Nintendo Power, you had Game Pro, like for journalists, and maybe EGM, EGM, yeah, sorry. And other outlets, and legitimate members of the press, like maybe like LA Times or like newspaper journalists, right? And then you had big boxed store managers, regional managers there. Like basically they were there to sell you on their game or their new system. It's like, this is why Toys R Us should carry 20 or 25 units of the Sega Saturn at launch, is because we have this, and like basically they're there to sell product. And over the years, like a lot of presentations have that main mentality. Like when you look at a press conference, it's always the same. It's always been the same. But like, because it was starting to be broadcast on television, like Spike, when Keeley was there with Game Trailers TV, they would like live stream like the Xbox conference to Spike. G4 would have like a huge presence. They'd be live like every single day broadcasting from there. But now with the advent of the internet, like, they just broadcast it themselves to Twitch or YouTube or whatnot. And, guys like you and me will sit there, react to it, and be like, okay, I'm interested in this. What we got? Oh God, let's, and then, freak out when Metal Wolf Chaos gets announced.
Right.
By the way, I'm sorry, Rope, if I blew your eardrums up getting hyped for that, but what? It's Metal Wolf Chaos.
Oh, that's what I was gonna be like. So you made it for a point, because conferences like this back in the day used to be people selling their games, and then they open up to the public. People are like, oh man, yeah, I got to go to this booth and do this stuff, and I bought some cool merch and whatnot, and I got to try this demo. And then it became centered around influencers and stuff like that. But yeah, you can meet this person maybe if you walk around for 3 days and meet them, and then have them have no time for you. But for the general populace, this is what conferences have been. They've been streams for the most part, or they've been videos that you can look up later. Like, not everybody's able to go to these things, especially now with obvious state of the world. But even before that, people have jobs that they have to go to. Like, it's just not.
Yeah, or it's just prohibitively expensive. Like,
it's just there's no real draw to most conventions really anymore, unless you're planning to meet somebody, because are you going to play a demo for a few minutes and then walk around in a hot convention center?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still like cons. I still enjoy going to PAX. Although who knows what the future holds? I might actually get to PAX Prime if if Joe and I actually move out to the West Coast. It'll have to be PAX West and not PAX East. But it's still fun because a good convention will have it's not called Prime anymore. It's called West, but it used to be Prime. Shit, I remember when it was just PAX. That was just the one that existed.
Yeah.
Are they? I think you've answered this question for me a million times. Like I keep asking you though, but is it still called the Penny Arcade Expo, or are they one of those ones that's like, oh, it doesn't stand for that. It's just PAX. They're ashamed that they made it about them.
Yes and no. Like it's not. I'd have to grab a program, and they're all in the other room. I'm not going to do it. But it's not a secret. It's not like RTX where they try to distance it, even though I would argue RTX is more Rooster Teeth than PAX's Penny Arcade. But it's not a secret. Like their characters are on everything. Yeah, if I'm trying to just grab their site, there we go. Trying to pull up their website. Hey, it's not super obvious, but it's not like it's it's not like they're hiding it.
Okay, that's good.
The characters are on everything. They are a good chunk of the featured panels. It's not, it's not super obvious, but they're not hiding it either.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely bigger than Penny Arcade at this point, but it's not like, not like it's a secret.
And that's probably one of the big takeaway from with PAX. It was like who attends PAX that actually goes to pennyarcade.com to read the comic books anymore. Or
I still kind of read Penny Arcade, but it's one of those more. I'll read it a week or so will go by, and I'll catch up on the comics I missed. But they put out live streams. They put out. I think what they actually field an iRacing team now. One point they had a comic strip reality show to have a comic running on their website. They do more than that. They still do charity fundraisers through their own charity called Child's Play. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how many people still read the comic, but they still have every PAX they have a create a strip panel. They have question and answer panels. So, I mean, it's still around.
Okay. So yeah, E3 to be continued because it's coming up in 2 months.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of people in the chat were talking about going to conventions in general. Yeah, my area, I don't know if we're going to be having conventions in 2021. I know one of the smaller ones that just started up a couple of years back. They said that they want to try for August, and they said, "Oh, everyone should be vaccinated by then." And then the other one that we have, the big one, that's in October, when everyone's saying that, yeah, that's when the good population should be vaccinated. They're like, yeah, but we don't know if we want a bunch of people coming in, and we might try something smaller and try something virtual. It's like, well, I got one person saying this and one person saying that, but I don't know. Well, I'll have to wait and see on that, but
it's still too soon to say on all of that, just because not only has I don't know. I mean, it's not YouTube. We're not going to get demonetized on one thing. It's not like COVID's completely just ruined everything. I mean, what am I trying to say? Basically, has scared a lot of people, man, and they've got to. Even if there may be no like scientific inherent danger, they're still going to be cautious because, well, it's the smart thing to do.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's like I think like several years from now, we're still going to be in a similar kind of situation where a lot of people are going to be wanting to wear masks because they don't know what's going on anymore.
Mhm.
I mean,
They don't know what they've seen what's possible now, and it's just going to be. I think like conventions going forward is going to be a little weird.
I genuinely don't know. Even after I'm vaccinated, after we're done, I don't know if I'm gonna stop wearing a mask in public because it's. At first, it was just like, God, I couldn't imagine going to a con and wearing this for like 8 hours. Because normally I would do like like a 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 or whatever at going to PAX. Because we had panels in the between, we had time to sit.
Yeah.
We get lunch or bring snacks. But like, even like to the store, it's like people are gonna leave me the fuck alone because I have a mask on my face. No one's gonna be looking at me that much. I'm not gonna get sick because I have my face covered.
Yeah, there's
It's like,
there's
fuck,
no more.
why have I not been doing this all the time?
Yeah, it's like
After the
it
past
kind of makes
year?
sense. Like you go to a convention with a bunch of people, you're gonna get sick. It's what do they call it? Like a con
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 crud.
Flu,
flu. So
con
it's like
flu, Pax
now,
Pox.
yeah.
Pax
Now that
Pox goes around.
now that a mask has become such a regular thing, people are going to start doing it more. They're going to start wearing that. Like I know if I'm sick and I have no choice but to leave the house, I'm going to be wearing a mask because it's the courteous thing to do, and it's not like a weird thing to do anymore. People are going to go, "What's wrong with that guy?" It's like, "Oh, he's wearing a mask. He's probably sick or something. He's trying to be safe."
Even seeing people not not trying to when we're supposed to wear a mask and mandate, I still have seen people take their mask off in the middle of the grocery store to wipe their nose on a handkerchief. I don't want anybody's grossness anywhere near me without my consent. I'm probably just going to keep wearing masks in public. I don't care.
Right, that stuff used to bother me, like in the beginning. But I mean, I see people now like all the time, just like pull their mask down and take a drink or whatever. Like before, I'd be like, no. Like right now, like that doesn't bother me. I just walk, just move a little bit away from them or whatnot. Like
word ass, isn't a face mask already a handkerchief? So now I don't trust anything that you may have touched because you've taken a German crust handkerchief out of your pocket in public, exposed your face, wiped your face with that cloth, put it back in your pocket. So your whole pocket is now infected with whatever.
Yeah.
Now your hand's dirty. Get away from me. I don't know if I need anything in that aisle, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like
my stuff and fucking leave.
The danger's still there. Germs were still around before COVID, so people would just not have their mask on, wipe their snot all over their face and hand, and then go touch everything.
Handkerchiefs are gross.
Yeah.
Also, handkerchiefs are just gross.
Like my grandpa used to do that, man. Like, why would you carry that around like all the time?
I haven't seen a handkerchief at all. I just see old people pull out the same piece of tissue paper, blow their nose with that, put it back in their pocket. I'm like, you walk around with that?
When I used to work at Big and Tall, we sold handkerchiefs. I think I would sell like a pack a year. They didn't move at all.
And it depends. What are they using it for? Is it haberdashery or is it actually being used as a handkerchief?
Handkerchief, or are they trying to use it as a pocket square, which is not exactly the way that works. But
yeah, I gotta go real quick. Fill up. Keep the conversation going. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, it's definitely like
conversation.
Unplugged might be the first one I would consider going to. That's not scheduled till like December. East has already been in person canceled. They've gone virtual with PAX East. I think they're still going to try and do South in West in September, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Unplugged in Philly in December is the first one where I feel like maybe it could happen, but even then, mask up the whole time.
Yeah, I mean,
mask up from the moment I leave my hotel room until the moment I get back in my hotel room, unless I like get outside and get far enough away from people that I can trust to take a couple breaths of fresh air before right
ripping
back
it
up.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, there's no reason not to anymore.
No,
I
God,
guess
no.
it's not looked at as a weird thing. But I don't know if it's just because I haven't been able to play like games like other than catching up on Yakuza for like the last couple months, but I'm not super big into the idea of gaming conventions anymore. Like I
Yeah.
always wanted to go to PAX or E3. I haven't never been to one before, but the only cons that I'm like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool are the ones that have panels. You can go and like
Oh
your
yeah.
conversations with people, do Q&As and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But
that's the best part.
hearing releases and stuff like that, like I'll hear it online. I'll hear it online.
The floor is neat, but like if you've ever gone to any sort of like, trust me, this makes sense if you've ever been any sort of home show, any sort of bridal show, any sort of like outdoors convention, it's the same thing but with games. It's just booth after booth after booth of here's our game, or here's our board game, or here's our dice, because PAX, does a lot of tabletop stuff too. They have a whole tabletop section. But the floor is just, for the most part, just a booth with a table and some people selling whatever game that they're making. Just, a whole floor of that. It's cool, and it's neat to get on the floor and, like, I played the demos for the Spectre Knight and the King Knight expansions for Shovel Knight before they were released. King Knight was like, I didn't get to play the actual gameplay. I only did the like card game side story. It was like a year before it came out. That got delayed real bad. Like I think the next year when I went to PAX, they had like the same. It was still the King Knight demo.
Yeah.
Like we got to. I mean, it was already out, but we got to play like a demo of Arcade Spirits. It's neat to play some demos, especially smaller indie titles. But like, as far as the floor goes, if you've been to any other sort of convention, it's that, but with games. Instead of it being speedboats and knives and whatever at a home show, or bridal decorations and hotels and venues at a bridal show.
That was kind of the thing.
That was a mistake, going to a bridal show too. My wife and I were like newly engaged. We're like, we'll go to the bridal show. It's like, fuck, everything's expensive.
That's one of the things I changed my mentality with conventions over the years was because like before, like when I started going, it was when Melanie and I first started dating, because she always like she's still in the cosplay, but she was big in the cosplay, and I went and did that. After a while, it just started becoming the whole like, all right, get in the cosplay, go make the rounds, take some photos, try to buy stuff, but we're being uncomfortably because I'm in this Green Arrow suit and I don't know where to put my wallet. And after a while, it's just like it breaks her heart every time I say it. But I was like, honey, I think I'm done with cosplaying and going on the floor and doing the same thing. I need to do something else. Like I need to like actually start the network. So that's when I started making business cards and like giving them out. I mean, it was working because
used to have a fanny pack. So I have a place for my wallet.
It worked because like I passed out my cards. I talked about myself. I talked about Gamedays. We had the developers for Bring to Light. Like they gave me a code. They gave me codes to give out, and I mean, there's not too many developers in the Atlantic region, so I don't But like if I'm going to go to other conventions that those other people come around and be like, hey, here's what I do. Here's my follow me here, give me follow just trying the network. And like the shitty thing was 2020 was going to be my year for that. Like I was like, I put my foot down. I'm like, I'm going to network. And then it's like, don't leave your house. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll try networking some other way.
Right.
Yep.
And then I tried getting on the TikTok, TikTok, Twitch thing. And I was too late on that. I don't know if I'm still too late. I don't know. Some people still blow up, some people don't. It doesn't matter. Wonder if you'll run into Nitro Ride someday. We've been at the same convention before. Like I've seen him walking around.
Yeah, I mean PAX East have done the same. I've seen various stream personalities are heard they were going by. I missed there was one. I think it was the first year we were doing the Rich Teeth after parties, I think he didn't make it to the after party, but like while I was in line to play Shovel Knight, I miss Adam Ellis walk right behind me.
Ella. Oh, which
Yeah,
one
and
was
again,
Ellis?
I was 5 feet away from Randy Pitchford the last time I went to PAX. I forgot who he was.
Were you gonna run up and go, the ending of Borderlands sucked?
No, it was just I was hanging out with Joe while she was buying dice from a company that most of their dice are like gemstones, so that she had like a gold sandstone set of dice. But like while I'm watching her kind of pick them out and roll them, I look behind. It's like I know that face. I don't remember the name. And it's like I realized I remember the face as I watched him on stage at the Gearbox panel 2 days before, like streamed. It's like, oh wait, shit! I was like 5 feet away from that guy.
I know that guy.
We're in says in chat, or you can ask him where the money to alien colonial marines went. They went to Borderlands.
5-minute cry for Borderlands.
Oh,
I didn't
man.
know that shit. I didn't know what a scumbag he is. At that point, I hadn't heard all this stuff about Pitchford. It was just one of those. I know him, but I can't remember where I know him until it's way too late.
Oh, I've said before about conventions how I've just walked past like featured guests and not even realized it. Like I held the door for Gates McFadden from Star Trek Next Generation. And it was just like, oh yeah, go right ahead. She's like, oh thank you. And then one of the attendees is like, do you know who that was? I was like, was it a Star Trek person again? Fuck. And like I'm a big Trekkie and I didn't even recognize her. I was like, well, like I picture her from 1980 whatever to 90 whatever. Like I don't know what she looks like now.
Yeah, I ran into the DM for Austin Creed's D&D game the year that he put it on stage, and there was a tiny part of me that's hoping I would run into one of them. Like while I was in the area after their game, I'd run into. It would have been Xavier Woods, Brennan, Ember Moon, or Alexa Bliss. I was kind of hoping I'd run into one of them at the time, but it didn't happen.
Whereman says he him and Tom the Iron Man shared an elevator with John St. John at SGC. I think I shared an elevator with what's his face from the X-Files, the bald dude. Can never his name.
You know, I was in the same hotel as Chef Mike. And I found this out because we left the RT thing about the same time last year. And then like while we were, because we had already checked in, like as we were going to our elevator, it was like, oh hey, that's like, I hadn't talked to him at all at the event, but I was like, oh huh, Chef Mike, weird. It just kept going because it's like it would have been super awkward while he's checking in to be like, Chef Mike. I didn't understand what the big deal about Chef Mike was at the time. It's just one of those. I wasn't watching the off-topic podcasts really that much to know why everyone freaked out about the head chef of McDonald's being a fan of theirs.
Right. I can just see that. Oh, Chef Mike is like, actually just cancel that reservation. I'm don't tell them.
Especially because we were like in the same room like 20 minutes prior.
Yeah. All right. So I actually have one more quick news story.
I was gonna ask, are we done with the news or we get to the movie? Because we have derailed bad this
I love it though. I love it.
All of us have. I'm getting thrown into the bus for derailing, but it wasn't just me tonight.
No.
Don't blame me.
I have this pile of wires now that I have to fix tomorrow. Like trying to. So I was like, no, I swear to God, the GameCube mic is real. Let me find it. Let me show you.
Yeah,
it's underneath the shitty.
Don't trust Google.
The memory 360 Turtle Beach headset.
Don't trust the internet. Trust me. Because I have it. So once again, fans, Wooly, and especially like other creators, need to make the energy of shut the fuck up bigger and louder. So apparently this was I'm surprised this hasn't already been canceled, but apparently this has been in development since 2017. There is a fan Metroid Prime 2D game. And there's like a playable version of it now. Not anymore. It's not officially canceled yet, but it's it's gonna get back to Nintendo. It will get canceled. But apparently this is a PC it's a PC fan game. It can't use traditional controls from what I heard, because I linked this to my friend Tarvor because he's doing like all the Metroid games. I was like, Tarvor, look at this. He's like, yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it, but apparently like you can actually like it's like mouse controls for the aiming. I'm like, that kind of makes sense. There's like precision stuff you have to do in the game, but yeah, like cue up GIF of Wooly. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell me about that cool project you're working on. Just, like, release it. I don't care what happens to you after it's released. As long as I get to play it. But no, it looks cool. Hey, yeah. I'm down. Like AM2R was a fantastic Metroid fan game. And you know what? He waited until it was done to release it.
Yeah, it can't all. Every developer's not going to be cool. Like one of the designers of King's Quest, who's just like, "Oh, you're doing a King's Quest fan game or a reimagining of the like a second game or the third game? Yeah, I'll just come in and voice the same character I did back in the day. I'll be King Graham again for you, sure, no problem."
Bid for power. The Chrono Trigger 3D remake. Need I go on? There's so many more that were killed because they just could. It's like, guys, I'm working hard on this league. Oh, let me show you. Not anymore. You're not. You get hit with that
Mario Battle Royale before we had a Mario Battle Royale.
Oh, and especially, don't put your name on it until it's done. Right. Look at all these people. That is just asking for a C&D to every single one of these people.
The real life Banhammer.
Yep.
I really hope these are fake names. Troy 92. Yeah, that's obviously a fake name. Pokemon Uranium. Yep.
I was like, don't you shame the 92 family.
All right, that was our elongated news. I knew we were gonna talk at great lengths about. I didn't think we were gonna get into a big discussion about conventions and.
Right, nowhere because of E3. Conventions are neat, but my thing, like I know, I saw Tanner talk about, like, as an introvert, it's terrifying. Go with someone who's been there, or like know that you have friends who have an idea of the convention. Mm-hmm. Plan your day.
Yes.
Plan your day. Know what panels you want to go to if you're doing panels. Plan when you want to be on the floor. Plan when you're going to have lunch. Plan when you're ready to leave. Not everybody is that person, but be that person for a con. Know what you're doing. Know that, like, hey, I have this hour to walk the floor. I want to see these booths while I'm on the floor. But then I have to leave to go get in line for this panel. Then when I'm done with that, now I have another hour I can go back to the floor or whatever. Have a plan. Bring food if they'll let you bring food, and water if they'll let you. If nothing else, contacts are expensive. And it's way easier to have some beef jerky and some chips in your bag than it is to go try to find that shit. Hang out at the vendor hall and play third strike in between panels. No, you come up to PAX East, and between panels, if you don't want to be on the floor, you go play Steel Battalion with 9 other people. And then they yell at you when you forget to hit the button to eject, and now everyone's got to wait for 20 minutes while they make a new character and go through the tutorial.
I'm hoping to God that once COVID restrictions kind of loosen up a little bit around here, I can go to the Retro Rivals house, because she had bought the whole Steel Battalion thing for Scott for his birthday. 350 big ones Canadian for that entire set.
One more thing for convention, just overall tips and tricks, besides, look up their own help things. Find out if they have an AFK room. Find out where it is, because especially if you're an introvert, the floor can be very, very overwhelming. Yes, also bring hand sanitizer. The floor can be super overwhelming. It's a lot of noise. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of stimulation. Find where they have an AFK room or something similar, where you can just go, that it's just a quiet room So if you are overstimulated, you can go separate yourself without having to leave and get your bearings again.
Yes.
I think it's takethat.org or something like that. Let me set up. Take that.
There are a lot of conventions that are starting to do that, like have quiet rooms, so that you can just like
take that shit.
Yeah. You just need a break, but you can't go back to your hotel. We'll just crash here for a second.
I'm sorry, it's takethis.org. Takethis.org. We'll run AFK rooms just so you can decompress while you're at the con. They do every PAX. I'm sure they're spending out, and they are also like a mental health resource. But and they've been at RTX Suite. Yeah, but like use that resource and know where that is, because you will probably. I know the first time we went, we didn't go to the AFK room, but when we found our other RT main friends at the Rooster Teeth booth and they had a place to sit, we did that for like an hour or two just to like get our bearings and figure out what the fuck is happening. Because it's a lot. The convention floor is a lot. Especially a big convention like a PAX or an E3 or RTX. It's a lot of information real quick. Probably MagFest as well. I haven't been to Mag, but it's a lot to take in. So know what you're doing, have a plan. Try to go with people who also know what they're doing and know where you can go to decompress without having to completely leave the convention. Is my general tips for convention success.
Awesome. All right, sorry, Zach, what were you saying? You're going to chime in with something?
I don't remember. Oh, I was going to say your last cosplay should be just the Halo announcer. You should just follow people around with like Halo costumes and just announce Slayer, new zombie. Just be funny.
Just be wearing a collar of egg crate foam. Put your own little soundproof booth.
Yeah. It's like, what are you? I'm a voice actor.
You do
on the narrative of Halo, and just give people stickers of like double kill, triple kill,
Kilimanjaro.
Yes.
Oh, and Inverted says, "Yeah, get in line very early." Agreed.
Yeah, if you're going to a panel, don't expect to walk up. In a lot of cases, don't expect to walk up before like an hour, like a half an hour before, and you might not even make it in. Like, I want to say it was an hour before the panel, but they'd already let people in for like a like a shitty wrestling game panel of some kind that I guess I run every year at PAX, and it was like it's already standing room only. You're not getting in.
Oh, is that they rotate out another person to like
I don't know.
play. I think I know what you're talking about. It was No Mercy. It was the Royal Rumble mode. If it was like a bunch of panel guests and like influencers, like YouTubers, and if you got eliminated, you had to leave, and then the next person got your controller. Because I remember Matt McMuscles got up when he got the controller and his character came out. It was Gerald Briscoe. You just hear Gerald Briscoe.
I don't know if it was something like that. I think they were specifically playing not great wrestling games, but I didn't get to see the panel, so I don't know for sure. I just hit the floor or something. Again, at that point, I was like, well, the thing I wanted to do is full. I don't know.
And first, as we've seen lineups wrap around hotels in Atlanta multiple times during Dragon Con. Are there panels at Dragon Con? I thought it was just, let me get in a cosplay and just hang out in the lobby. I didn't know there was like anything else to do.
I could be getting in too, which I talked about this when we did. They do have lots of panels. Okay. Well, like PAX has line rooms, and I mean, if they manage to fill that, then yes, it might extend out into the hallway. But most, I think, except for the main theater, every panel has a separate room next to it just for the line. But getting in, like when we did Indie Game the movie. I'm sorry, we're back on convention talk. We're going to talk about the movie we watched this week soon, I promise. It blew my mind, though, watching Indie Game the movie, and it was just like one line in front of the whole building and then down across. Because now it's a whole, weaving line like you see at Disneyland to get in.
Yeah.
and every door is open, but every door has a security officer, a police officer, and a metal detector. So, see, it was like one door, which is like, what was this PAX? I almost would have given up if I'd seen that shit.
It was the pack where Phil Fish threatened to murder his former partner.
Yep, that was a movie.
Yeah.
That was a movie.
Yeah. Let's say Inverted is a friend of mine.
Hi, friend.
IRL, and he's worked at Dragon Con for many years, and he's got some crazy stories, man.
Wow,
that is huge.
All right, well, that's it for the news and convention talk.
And
2 hours later, hey, we watched a movie.
Yeah, it's time for video games, the movie, the game, the review. I gotta film a new intro. That looks like trash, but this was an actual recommendation from one Mini Makoto in our Twitch chat. She wanted us to watch the live action Yakuza movie. I think it's subtitled Like a Dragon, not affiliated with Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. It's available now. As someone who has only dabbled in Yakuza 0 for a good 15, 20 hours, like I said, like games weren't really for me on a streaming. I like I've said many times, it's like the Yakuza series just kind of isn't my thing. Streaming wise, if I went and played it maybe off of my own on my own time, maybe I would enjoy it a little bit better because then I wouldn't have to worry about like entertaining chat. I can just watch the story and play the game. So I don't really have a whole lot to interject on certain things, but yeah. I know Wolf and Zach, you guys have strong opinions. You've told me about this, so maybe I'll give the floor to you guys, and I'll just chime in with my 2 cents about it. So
this is a retelling of the first game, and I say retelling because my God. If you were actually following the plot of Yakuza 1 / Yakuza Kiwami, they get most of it wrong.
Yeah.
There's so many plot points that are wrong. The first thing I noticed that was wrong, though, was that they fucked up Majima. His eye patch is on the wrong eye.
You know, the first thing I noticed, they started in the middle of the story.
Yes.
There's no backstory at all. You're just like, okay, who are all these people? So I'm like, okay, I'm guessing that this is just a movie for Yakuza fanatics that know it already. Because
I recognized Kiryu. I recognized Majima because those are very distinct costumes. Also, I'm pretty sure they didn't actually have Majima be shirtless under the jacket for the entire movie, so they didn't have to keep putting on the chest tattoos for the entire movie.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we got Kiryu and Nishiki shirtless at the end of the movie. Yeah, only at the very, very end of the movie, so you can see their tattoos. But they only have back tattoos. They don't have, like Majima has, at least, I don't know, below the waist, but at least has full back, shoulders, all the way down to, you know, about like short sleeve length or maybe like elbow.
It's like a half sleeve, yeah.
Yeah, and then chest, because those tattoos, like Yakuza tattoos, are designed so you can't see them unless it's intended. So that's why there's a gap in the middle, so like your shirt can be open a little without seeing it. You know, that's why it stops here or maybe starts a little bit above the wrist, usually. Because tattoos in general are fairly taboo in Japan. So, you know, if you have tattoos, it's usually assumed you're probably not on the up and up.
Like even,
but yeah, the story jumps all over the place.
Even now,
there are sub stories that like never connect to the main stories and don't think are even characters in the game.
Yeah,
like there's this whole side story about a comedy duo trying to be bank robbers, and also it's really hot apparently, so they're pissed about it being really hot. And a host of the worst cops in Japan who are just like across the street from this bank doing nothing.
Like it's nonsensical. Like yeah, the humor in the movie is similar to what's in the game. It just a lot of it doesn't make any sense. Like the whole Yui and boyfriend character thing, like that was just random. Like it was like I was like, oh man, they just witnessed a robbery. Oh, hey, let's become robbers and let's not say anything until the end of the movie. Like, are we doing spoilers? By the way, is this?
It's from 2007, I think. I think Monster Hunter. We tried to not to spoil too much
because it was a newer movie, but
this is from 2007.
Okay. Spoiler alert. Until Yui dies at the end. Like,
yes.
Oh yeah, by the way, it was a loan shark. It was coming after me, and let me just ride on your back and just bleed to death. It's fine. It's good. and then Yumi. Like,
while he also never carries her to a hospital, he just kind of wanders around town with her until she dies.
Like, and he doesn't say anything. Like you hear like supposed like inner thoughts or monologue or whatever from each person, but it's like, what? Just go somewhere. Go to the pharmacist and be like, hey. And he's like, oh well, no, I do this all the time for Yakuza. Just put her in the back.
I think she does point out, like, if they went to an actual hospital, they would have been arrested.
Yeah. But I mean, like, do something.
At that point, they had done like 5 robberies. Yeah, those two who just do nothing. Also, this image is flipped because the eye patch is on the correct eye in that image, but that's not how it is in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, can I ask though, like these characters here, do they ever appear in a Yakuza game, or are they just for the movie?
No, it's just a weird side thing for the movie, as far as I know.
Okay.
Like it kind of makes sense because there are side stories in the Yakuza series,
right?
But those are usually paid off by running into the main character, the playable character, and the playable character helps them. That doesn't happen with that or the bank robbery side story, which is like just a weird way to keep Date busy.
But yeah, it's just so weird. It's so weird.
And then the primary antagonist, well, because they committed several robberies, but like the primary antagonist of the game doesn't show up until the last 20 minutes of the movie.
You mentioned nothing about him.
Like 20 minutes into the movie, we hear nothing about him except for it was his guys attacking you.
It was his guys attacking you. Oh yeah, you guys used to be tight when you were younger before you got locked up, right? Yeah, that's cool.
And I mean, I know we didn't get that whole, like, at the time we didn't have Yakuza 0. It's one of those weird things to look back at, because knowing that, like, the entire game that gave them their backstory didn't exist. But they still talked about it a little bit in the original game.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, no, that's how the game starts out. Yeah, that's how it starts out. You're in prison because of him. That's the whole reason you got locked up.
Yeah, because you wanted to help him continue rising up, so you took the fall for, I think, was it for him or was it for someone else? I can't remember how it goes.
No, yeah, it was for him. Yeah, he shot.
All right. He kills Dojima. Also, Dojima's not in this movie. the entire part that puts Kiryu in jail, not in this movie.
Yep. And then the ending was just totally just bogus.
It was one of those, they got some of the beats right and then they got some of them wrong. But I don't know how much I want to talk about what's wrong about it, because it is the end of Kiwami, which we're still playing. But there are definitely a lot of beats that are wrong. I will say, minor spoiler, the penultimate boss in the game just gets shot in a helicopter. You don't never actually see him.
Exactly. Well, let's how can I sneak this under the radar? So the in the ending of Kiwami in the game, right? 2 people that go bye-bye. Okay. They don't go out in the fashion like they did in the game, like at all, like nowhere close. And one of those people didn't have to go bye-bye at all. Like there was no point because the main bad guy, like you said, got shot in the helicopter. There's no reason for that person to be there.
Also, what the fuck were the effects for the helicopter flying down the street? It's a helicopter flying close to buildings. It's like a fucking earthquake travels through Camarocho.
Like it didn't even move like a helicopter. It was just like zigzagging all over the place.
It was a horrible CGI helicopter.
He was to let you know that he was here.
Have you seen those memes of like the cheap movies that are made like in Africa, like the CGI they put in there? Like, it was the same thing.
It was 2007 CGI because we couldn't fly an actual helicopter around.
It was so bad.
Yeah,
man.
let me hide this.
So
See if I can find
there
one.
was this like there's this weird dichotomy of trying to be really serious and trying to be really silly, and it needed to go one way or the other.
Yeah,
is the best way I can put it, because like at the beginning we have the big fight with Kiryu, like the first fight with Kiryu, which also genuinely, Fat, tell me if you agree with me or not. The first Yakuza you see, the one who's arguing with the cashier before you see Kiryu, like the purple shirt, bald, saying, "Oh, what? I guess I can't buy." I thought that was Shinji, and like when he turned around and started to fight Kiryu, it was like, "Oh, I got this wrong." That's not Shinji at all.
I was like, there's no way that can't be. Like, oh man,
it's Shinji. He's kind of a dick, but that's Shinji. Nope, never mind. He's a Nishiki pawn. Never mind.
Yeah,
but like in that scene, there's a moment where you see like the heat effects when Kiryu gets like one big punch.
Yeah,
that's like a heat flame, and then during the Kiryu Nishiki fight,
which
they both got the heat flames again, and then you never saw them again, and then you had that amazing fucking stamina in Royale.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the entire movie was the reference, like to Stamina Royale. Like you see the X, the XX, and then Stamina Royale. And you see it like chugging the bottle. Everyone's
like the bottle just cuts to like a Japanese commercial for the Stamina Royale. It's like I wanted more of that. Like if we're gonna be ridiculous with it, go all out.
Yeah,
be ridiculous the whole time. Go kung fu hustle with it.
Like I walked into the building limping with a gunshot in my abdomen. Let me drink this medicine. Oh, it's all better.
Right. Let me drink this 5-hour energy and I'm good to go.
5-hour energy, no.
So also I didn't understand why Majima had guns for half the movie. Like he had the bat and it was like sweet, and then he had the fight with Kiryu in the batting cages with his knife. That's exactly how it is in the game. And then he decides to just get a shotgun, and then just him and all his guards have guns for the rest of the movie. It was like, this is not Majima.
How do you feel about that scene too? Because I hear all the time like Kiryu. Okay, we can't put Kiryu in any other game because we don't want to see him beaten up, and then like people will tell me it's like that women. He doesn't kill. He never kills anyone or doesn't use guns. And then he just takes shotguns. I was like, wow, that's I'm not like the biggest like nut, but from for the Yakuza franchise, but from what I've heard people say, like this sounds like gigantic betrayal of character.
I mean, I think Kiryu doesn't kill anyone is a little overblown, because if nothing else, there's, at least in Zero, I can't imagine there isn't one in the first Kiwami where you're in a high-speed chase, hanging out the window and just shooting people in the face with a gun. You're just killing multiple people, including bringing down a helicopter with a pistol. So I think that Kiryu doesn't kill anyone is a little overblown, but he doesn't like. He'll do it in self-defense. He doesn't like murder. I think it's more accurate, but it's more fun to see, Kiryu just stab someone in the stomach or slam their face into a grill, or pick them up by their waist, pick them up and pile drive them headfirst into pavement, and just go. Not Kiryu doesn't kill anyone.
Yeah. I was gonna say about the fighting. Like some of it was just pretty, okay, but I want to say in that first fight in that store where he's taking on the other Yakuza, I thought I saw him do a tiger drop. I may have mistaken, but it looked like a tiger drop. Like one of the like broken moves from the game. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then you see him interact with like all the shelves and everything, like slamming their faces walls. I'm like, oh, That's pretty cool. So they actually did pay attention to something.
A little bit, and here
Yeah.
and there, yeah. I think my favorite moment in the movie was like Haruka tries to escape and they're in a gunfight with I say gunfight. It's basically Majima and all his men are trying to shoot Kiryu behind a counter. They can't find him apparently. No, because no one shoots low. They all shoot for the top of the damn counter. So Haruka tries to escape. They all stop and reload and let Haruka go to try and find her mom. Majima stops her. And she's just like, you better not hurt Kiryu. If you kill him, I'm going to kill you. He just looks at her and goes, that's very scary. And she like pushes his arm away and runs off.
Like it was just like it's like he's
Great
like
interaction.
they're all firing like nonstop at him. He's like he's just curious, just like, yeah, just go. They're not gonna hurt you. He promised. Like, okay. So she crawls out. Everybody stops. She walks up the stairs. He's like, hey, I really hope you find your mom. It's like, you better not kill Uncle Kiryu or I'll kill you. He's like, that's scary. And she just runs off. Reload. Fire.
Okay, so I'm not gonna point out to you about this. So, okay, from that scene. Traditionally, if you watch anything subtitled, depending on the group that subtitles it, they will try their best to explain like Japanese terminology if you've never heard it before, or like wording on a wall.
This one happened too.
Yeah. So at this point, he tells his crew, it's like, all right, guys, like it's time for a double header. And then there's this paragraph on screen to say what a double header is.
Yeah.
I like, this is not a foreign concept. If anything, English speaking audiences, if they know anything about baseball, understand what a double header is. Like, if they're displaying some type of like, some Japanese culture I don't understand, and they said, in the Japanese, and if they say like, okay, in Japanese culture, means blah, blah, blah. That's cool. You taught me something. When most people watching this are probably English speaking, and they know what a double header is.
A lot of the fighting reminded me, and this is not a good thing, a bit of like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, where it wasn't really people who were good at fighting, so they were clearly cutting around that. Like you didn't get like the first Mortal Kombat, you had long chains of people fighting because they knew what they were doing, or like a Jackie Chan movie. This was added more like an American movie where you were going to go to really tight and really short and cut a lot to hide the fact that maybe they're not as good as fighting as as if they were martial artists instead of
but I will
people that look or sound like the people in the movie.
I will give them credit.
No one's hair was right. Like, if we're going to be really picky, you know, Kiryu's hair was not quite right. Majima's was not a middle part. Nishi's looked fucking terrible. Like,
beard and mustache, Majima's beard and mustache isn't even real. It's just penciled on. He's got a little bit of hair right here. It's just like an eyebrow pencil. Zoom in. Look at it.
Like, that's not hair. Like, the bottom might be hair. That is not hair.
He's got a little bit of hair right here, and then nothing else.
Yeah, like Nishi's hair is just like super weird and dry, so it, you know, looks more like a brush than a hair at the back.
Oh man,
there's so many characters missing. It's not the worst movie that we've watched here. It's not the best movie we've watched.
It's not
here.
Noobs.
It's not Noobs. It's not Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But it's also not the first Mortal Kombat. It's not. I've definitely seen better movies. I've seen worse movies here. It's probably not one I'm going to go back to unless I want to try and figure out what the fuck I missed. If I missed shit in there.
There's a lot
like,
I missed.
As someone who actually like knows the story of Kiwami. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so wrong. It's one of those someone played the game and told it to their friend. That friend called the director. The director then told the writers, and then we got the fucking plot. And then they started writing the movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that was Yakuza. It was provided to us by Mini Makoto. If you guys want to watch it, it still should be in our video section on Discord. The direct link will be there.
Film shows and more. I believe is what the actual.
And it is it is fully translated. It's fully subtitled, or I should say it's fully subtitled.
It's subbed. It's not dubbed.
Yeah, not dubbed. It's subbed. My final takeaway from it is like. It's not the best movie. It's not the worst movie. It's like somewhere in between. It was really hard to follow in some parts. I blame that on the pacing, but I will say that it was competently shot and edited. It looked great.
Minus the helicopter.
Yeah. And on that note,
Anisi's hair.
I found 10 hilarious special effects scenes in Ugandan movies.
Basically this.
Yeah.
That's it.
The melting trees.
It literally looked like that as the helicopter flew around Kamurocho.
Oh, yeah.
God.
I forgot about these special effects. I just wanted to see the helicopter.
I don't know Japanese, so it's hard to call it a brain turn off movie. But
oh wait, this is just for regular special effects.
Wait, was that Predator? Like,
yeah, it's Predator.
It's just an all-red Predator. All right, let's not watch their entire video.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that kind of thing where it's just this clearly CGI helicopter flying around with all these inside
Creating
shots where everything is shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's helicopters creating earthquakes inside buildings. Also, I didn't understand the deal with the weapons dealer, who's also a masochist, so we kind of got a Mr. Libido character, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's what they were shooting towards. I wasn't sure. But that was the other thing. When the helicopter was flying by, he's just like, there's just like dust falling from the ceiling. Like, you're in a basement. You're underground. How is your room shaking?
Also, you're an earthquake.
You're down, he goes
around.
So goes, like,
Okay, so that was our review. So up next, normally this would be the Q&A session, but Woody Man wanted to try something different. Actually wanted to try like a book club style series where we pick a game every month to kind of play through and give our general thoughts on. And he wanted to do it for The Outer Wilds, not Worlds.
Not Worlds.
Yeah. Don't email the wrong developer expecting key for the right game. So I played this on Game Pass. It is on Xbox Game Pass. So now what we do with these clubs is that you don't have to necessarily beat the game. If you put enough hours into it, get a general understanding for it, that's fair enough. So my understanding from this is, and I've got just someone's LP going on it right now, where I guess like I never see, like, it's in first person, you never see the actual character, but so you're on a planet, you're just wanting to explore. So like this part right here is teaching you the basic controls of how to pilot the ship. So like you get the launch codes, you leave, and then there's all these other planets you can go and explore. You find other astronauts that have also explored there, but there's also like other mysteries to solve. Like there's flight recorders to find, and a lot of it deals with like a lot of gravity, a lot of puzzle solving too, depending on which planet you go to. But it has this like live, die, repeat mechanic. So if for any reason like you run out of oxygen, or you fall down a crevice and die, or your ship blows up, it'll actually reverse time. It'll show you everything you've ever done, and then it'll just put you back on the planet and just kind of start over. So, well, for Zach, did you get a chance to try this out yet?
I messed around with it a little bit this afternoon after I watched the movie. Not enough to hit the gameplay loop, because reviews I was seeing, it's like I think after a certain amount of time, also the sun goes supernova, and that will also kill you and reset you. So I never got that far in, but like, it's interesting. I don't know if it's for me personally.
Does the moon have a face and crash down into the planet, and then you have to start over?
No,
I don't know.
Choice.
It's pardon me, geez, it's intriguing. But I didn't get far enough to kind of get it. It didn't hook me, but I did not play very long. It might not be for me. And I thought I had gotten a free copy of this, and then I think they rescinded that. It's not in my library, but I definitely had a free copy waiting for me for months after watching like an E3 thing. Also, your friend needs help moving.
So I'm trying to skip ahead to try and find some like the planetary stuff. They want a Dodge Ram.
I already have one.
It's got a Hemi. It's got a Hemi.
Ram.
Hemi was a big deal.
Doesn't Bolin have one as well?
Maybe
he has a truck. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so there's liftoff from the planet. So then, you can land on the other side of the planet if you want to explore that, or you can just launch yourself to another world and go from there. There's one that I found that had like all these different like portals and airlifts to take you to different spots. One of the funny things too is that you can actually depending on how good or bad you land the ship, it'll take damage. So you can actually have to go out and repair it. Yeah, here's one of the little puzzles that you can solve. I never delved too deep into it, but I mean it's interesting. But like there's other there's no weapons. Here's the thing. I'm a very, very simple person. So like if I don't find a big hook, I'm not going to play it. Like there is a hook to it, but it's not enough to keep me involved. There's at one point where I was on one planet. It actually I fell through a black hole and it warped me to another part of the universe. Where I don't know if it was my ship or another ship, but I think at one point there I found another black hole and it just threw me into the sun. So I was like, okay, now what? So we do have a section in the Discord. If you guys want to play the game along, we'll have that. You can leave your thoughts and feelings on there. So I'll go with the Red Rope. He says, I'll be the first one to chime in. I played a few hours on Xbox thanks to Game Pass. The game looks good. Plays good. It's really chill and comfy. Probably the weirdest thing is how you jump. But other than that, it's a good game. But not one that really hooked me personally into wanting to continue. TLDR, good game, but not one for me. Yeah, the jumping mechanic is a little weird. It's like you have to hold it.
You have to hold A to crouch and then jump.
Yeah. Or then if you have if you have your spacesuit on, you have thrusters, so you can boost you can jump and kind of hover. But if you hold the A button down, it will shoot you up, which maybe he's gonna try here.
Yeah, it's an interesting mechanic. As well as I'd absolutely have to get used to it, and then any other game that I can jump in will fuck me up for days.
Yeah.
Trying to jump in that any other game. Minecraft, no, I'm still just holding A to jump every time, even though I'm jumping on the press.
Yeah. Woody Man says, I heard good things, but I don't feel like I gave this game a fair shot. I have difficulty with attention. Because the game starts off in a meh tutorial, I immediately lost interest. I'd like to play again, but for now, it's not for me. Yeah, I didn't really do any of the. As soon as they said, "Oh, go get the launch codes," I went and got the launch codes and I left. I didn't talk to barely anybody. There's multiple choice answers too to the dialogue. There's a dialogue tree, and I'm like, okay, does this affect anything really? But a lot of it's asking questions, but a lot of it's just, giving statements as well. But it's
I did talk to a lot of people. I didn't notice anything really affect, and it's one of those. The two answers are basically the same. It's just kind of down to the tone of how you want to answer. Yeah, there's something interesting here. I just don't think it's for me. And
Yeah.
I'll hit that with tutorials too. Like I'm right there with Woody on tutorials in general. Like I think I can talk about this openly. I'm not sure, but there's a game I got into an alpha that's now in open beta. So I don't know if I can say what the game is or not. I never got past the tutorial. It was just so boring. I never actually got past the tutorial to play the game. But I also can't find, like, now that's an open beta, I can't access the NDA for the alpha anymore. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume so because it's an open beta, but I'm being safe.
Yeah. One of the cool mechanics actually I liked about this is that if you're on a planet and let's say like there's no oxygen, if your suit starts running low on oxygen, if you find a tree, it'll just replenish itself.
I know. Yeah, I noticed that a few times. That it just kept saying, "You found trees, oxygen refuels."
There's trees, there's the oxygen in the atmosphere.
It's video games. You also have 4 eyes. Like I'm not expecting realism.
Yeah.
Please tell me they're all in front of your face.
They are. I mean,
Okay.
you can see the alien. Like everyone else has. It's just eyes. But then, like, if you blink, like if you close your eyes or something, you can see 4 irises close.
I never really picked up on that, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's the
if you
thing.
take fall damage, you'll get a flash of white light, but it's in all 4 eyes, so it's like 4 corners.
Is that what that was? I saw that in the clip playing. I couldn't.
Yeah, that was you whiting out a little bit in all 4 of your eyes. It's like, you know what? That is world building and that is atmosphere, and I appreciate that.
It's not how that works, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then you find these
how-
slabs that you can translate with your device.
Which I think is actually the crux of the game, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
because like that becomes that, which
it's like emergent gameplay.
Is it a cloud? It looks like a cloud.
Kinda. It's like it's a different alien race's written language, but like each curly Q off of a curly Q is like a new sentence and sometimes even a new speaker. So again, there are some interesting concepts here. I just don't know if I have the attention for it right now.
no.
I don't think I'm going to dive into this as hard as I did into Outer Worlds.
It looks. I mean, it doesn't look like there's like a clear story like that you have to stick to.
It's pretty open ended.
Yeah,
Which
that can make it
maybe
hard.
Can be a little bit maybe it can be a little put offish to some. Maybe that's like because like to me it was a little put offish, so that's why I was like, you know what, that's not my deal. But if you like it, cool.
Well, what's the end game? Is there an end game?
I don't know. That's the thing.
What do you work towards? Like, what is the completion on that game?
I don't know. I didn't play it long enough to discover.
Well, I mean, usually you find out at the beginning of the game, like Borderlands. That's open world. What's your plan in the whole game? Stop Handsome Jack. Okay. So, like, what?
Okay, I mean, I'm reading it. I'm not going to spoil it, but okay. we'll talk about it in the post show if Johnny or Fat. And by post show, it just means us hanging out, also chatting after the podcast or after the game day.
Yeah, we can look at that. But yeah, I mean, it's on Game Pass if you guys want to check it out. If you got Xbox Game Pass, it's available there. The Outer Wilds, not Worlds. But we want to say what the next. Actually, we should probably announce it because Woody confirmed it with us on DMs. The next game we're going to talk about is Days Gone on PS4. It's the open world. I think it's zombies, right? Yeah. It's the one with Sam
I don't
Whitaker.
know.
Yeah. It's on PlayStation Plus right now. So if you've got PlayStation Plus on your PS4, it's free this month. So I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to, get the games that, are more readily available through either subscription or streaming services.
It's like a survival horror biker something open world adventure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it, and I can already announce that I will not have an opinion on it because I don't have a PS4, so I can't play it.
Okay, we'll put that on there. All right, we did it. 2.5 hours of
Convention
chat.
talk, and also some news, and also the Yakuza movie.
Yeah, which I was like, it was a movie.
It's all right, but it's one of those. If you know the story,
yeah, if you're a fan, you're just like
grindingly frustrating.
Are you doing this?
How bizarre they treated the movie.
Yeah. So there's a point where we let you know what's going on this channel and also on our personal channel. So while I look up the schedule, Wolf, what do you got coming up on your own personal channel?
I'm doing Monster Hunter Rise, and maybe I'll end up playing some more Pokemon trading card game online. I know at least Joe enjoyed me watching me play the actual game, because I did do a here's how the actual card game works game, and Joe really enjoyed it. So maybe I'll play more Pokemon trading card game. But it's probably going to be Monster Hunter for a little bit, and then I've been picking up silly, silly cute games, or there's one coming up that I'm excited to play. I'll play it sometime next week. Rain on Your Parade, where you play as a cardboard cloud ruining people's day with rain. it looks adorable and it reminds me a lot of Donut County. But also, if you haven't played Donut County, do that. It's really quick, but it's really silly.
Nice. And that's over at twitch.tv/MrTLWolf. Zach, I think we already know what you've got planned, and that's getting the internet fixed.
Yeah,
that's doing a 24-hour stream of Warzone as soon as you get new internet. And
honestly,
I'm free. I can do it.
That's probably what it's gonna be. And I don't know if you can hear me right now because I can see my camera playing freeze frame, but yes, it's gonna be a lot of Call of Duty. I want to start playing Valorant again because I saw that started picking up steam. And I was able to go into the little target practice thing while I don't have a way to play multiplayer, and I'm like just trying to keep my aim somewhat consistent because I have not been able to play online multiplayer anything for 2 months. So it's gonna be weird. So yes, long Call of Duty streams, maybe some Valorant, but that's not gonna be for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Start feeding Fat some small single player games he can do while he waits. Go play Oxenfree. It's fantastic. I promise.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm not having to do stuff constantly with my tech to be like, hey, yeah, my internet's broken, and I'll just accept what my internet is. I got to play through the rest of Yakuza 0. I'm nowhere close on that.
Nice. Where are you at in that? If you remember,
I think I haven't played it in forever. I think I'm still on. Yeah, I just now started the phone thing where I'm trying to track down what's his face. I have to go to shoot, what is it? I got to get on the phone with all these different girls trying to track down this guy. I don't remember.
Oh, where you're trying to track down Makoto?
Yeah.
You're pretty early then, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been able to play it. I haven't been able to touch it. It's sad.
Well, when he gets that up and running, that will be over on twitch.tv/thefatfatman. As for myself, on Monday I go back to the showcase mode of 2K20 and try to finish out the Women's Revolution. And then I have to start the single player campaign with the two characters where I think they're brother and sister, and they're like, our dream is to get into the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't know if I'm gonna just leave them default or if we're gonna create a monstrosity for lols, but as for tomorrow, I've been contemplating starting up a new JRPG. I'm thinking FF6 or Dragon Quest IV. I don't know which. Dragon Quest IV I've already played before, not on stream, but I played it 100 times. And I like really want to play it again. I want a Dragon Quest game in my life. But then again, I'm like, Final Fantasy 6. I've never beaten it. But I don't know. I'm trying to either like I'll probably play it on the SNES Classic because I haven't touched that thing in ages. So I'll deal with the bad translation and the censored characters. Like I'll go with the unpure version of the game if need be, but we'll see. That's over at twitch.tv/JohnnyLChase. If I can, get the rest of these Halo 4 clips. Like I told you and Jimbo and Woody, like you guys gave me so much content for like other social medias for weeks.
It was so good. It was so good.
It was so much fun.
I've talked about at the top, like getting a game like that and getting a group of people where you can just goof around, but it's not goof around in a way that actively hinders the game is so good. It's so fantastic. Like, it would be fun to go through Left 4 Dead with y'all sometime.
Yeah. 360 or PC?
Either one. Probably PC, because I don't know if I still have a copy of and obviously we were using Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I've got both of them there, so that's no problem.
I mean, they've given Left 4 Dead 2 away for free more than once. So.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as us here at G1 Game Days, on Friday, we're back to live streaming with Apex Legends, 9 p.m. Eastern, hosted by Claire Bear. She will be playing on Xbox One, but it is cross-play for everything, including a horrible port on the Switch if you ever attempt to play that version. Do you like 10
awful.
frames per second during firefights and blurry-ass textures? Then the Switch port is for you. I was reading somewhere that Epic actually put up an update that made Fortnite run better on the Switch.
Yep.
So
it's
weird.
still Fortnite, though.
It's a Fortnite.
It's
still not my favorite.
They can't fix that. They can't fix that. The fact that it's Fortnite.
They can't fix the fact. You can't help being Fortnite.
It's like trying to fix hard gray internet. It's pointless.
And Saturday, Jimbo Socks is going to be hosting 2K19 on the Xbox One because it is WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, they're doing 2 nights. They'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern. And Sunday,
I prefer the idea of 2 shows that are like 3 hours long back to back than one 7-hour-long show.
True.
Not counting the pre-show.
I don't think they're doing. No, they're not doing pre-shows because they're doing. They're doing SmackDown this Friday. That's the WrestleMania pre-show.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though. Like 2 years ago, WrestleMania was this unwieldy
9
thing.
hours.
Yeah, fuck that.
Including the pre-show block.
Fuck that.
But on Sunday, no wrestling, but keeping with the pirate theme because they're doing the whole pirate theme at Mania. Mr. Tail Wolf, Mr. Tail Wolf is playing The Secret of Monkey Island. This is part of one of our incentives from last year, which is host play the greatest, host play the best that they've never played before. So Wolf's never played Secret of Monkey Island, and they'll be kicking off at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. I've never played
any of the Monkey Islands. We never really had, except for a demo of Fate of Atlantis, we never really had LucasArts games when growing up. But my justification for of the best, I need to find this because it's hilarious to me. Where is it? I'm trying to find it in the Wikipedia article. Says Monkey Island ranked 78th in the scientifically proven best video games of all time. A statistical meta-analysis compiled by Warped Zone of 44 top games lists published between 1995 and 2016. So it is scientifically the 76th best game. There's my justification.
Damn.
Scientifically.
And again, that's Sunday at 9 p.m. right back here at our twitch.tv/U1_Game Days. Also on the YouTubes, we have all of our WrestleMania wrestling LPs that are going to be coming out soon. We got other stuff cooking as well. So if you're not subscribed to us here on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button. You can click the bell if you want to. I don't really care. Like that's the YouTube game. Go click everything below because YouTube told you to. Like,
if you like the video, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. Remember to ring that bell if you want to know next time we upload a video. Clicks. That's all it is. They want you to click stuff.
I applaud those that don't do it and don't conform to like other standards. It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do the same like gameplay YouTube Let's Plays that I've been doing for the last 10 years. Why? Because they just work for me. I'm not gonna tell you to click the bell and do all this. If you like it, you're just gonna do that.
Yeah.
And honk that truck, Chan.
And honk that truck, Chan.
Oh God. All right, folks. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining us for the podcast, and we'll see everyone Friday for Apex Legends with Claire Bear. Good night.